Okay, so that makes us actually live again, and we're up to session number 22 for this group. And I have been counting up my counter still for all the sessions I've done, and I've actually managed to get 14 people to watch my videos and subscribe. So
Cool.
I know that they've actually watched because they're 14 unique subscribers.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, I don't really know who they all are, but they're unique subscribers.
And we say thank you.
We do. And they put up with me, so that's the big thing.
They put up with all of us. And the
Well,
shit we do.
They put up with 6 complete different games, and they're still willing to subscribe.
Yeah.
No matter what I do to it, people in the games, they keep coming back. I don't know. I must be doing something at least right. Okay, so just making sure I get everyone's name right. Okay, so first up today we have Stefan, who's going to describe his character. Let's see if he gets the name right.
This is Tidrus.
Yep, that's the correct one that you're supposed to be using, considering it's the same character, but you changed the name.
Yes.
But you should be talking in Jamaican because
who
you've got
was
little
formerly,
drums.
Wow. Even play, can't remember my previous name now.
Emdrak.
Emdrak.
Yeah,
Previously
I was gonna say.
Emdrak, now Tidrus. Was a mountain dwarf, I'm now a hill dwarf. And I'm attempting to change my way of life through an interesting crisis.
You're
of
cross-dressing.
faith.
I thought it was through poor life choices.
Similar context, just different.
So,
way.
so
It was through
the
divine punishment.
so the shock of rats has finally made him make up another persona that he can no longer be afraid of rats.
I'm sure he's
Rats
still
don't
afraid of rats,
usually-
because that part hasn't changed.
Yeah, I'm still afraid of rats, but rats don't usually hit you with divine judgment that changes your entire, race.
They can.
I doubt that highly.
I reckon there is a god of rats.
Yeah, I
Somewhere.
doubt they want to change someone's alignment. I mean, someone's race.
Paladin scores.
I'm still a bard, surprisingly, and I can now sing and use drums, so the angst is not as much. Which is
So he feels less angsty.
I feel less angsty.
No,
Less like a teenager. Maybe he's
Yeah.
growing up.
For once.
No longer a shitty cover band, but an amateur band instead.
Exactly. We're going.
No, you're a cover band now.
We've now got 10 followers on Facebook. We're doing well.
We're doing well. And our first gig at off the town over there with one person in it.
First gig at the rock
there was a
past the
gig and there was a
tavern down the
person.
road.
I actually had one person chase me up and ask me about how I was doing my conversions for Pathfinder.
Oh.
Wow.
Because he's liking how I'm doing stuff, and I think he
You've
was
got a
quite-
groupie.
Yeah, he was quite surprised when I explained to him that I just look at the character stats and went one rule for odd, one rule for even, and it worked out perfectly. I didn't tell him that it only took me 10 minutes to do, because he thought it had been well crafted.
Doesn't need to know.
It turned out I was lucky.
It was well crafted through experience.
Exactly.
It does have that fact that it was the third one I'd done, so by that stage I'd figured out how it all worked.
Yeah.
The worst one to do was the witch because it took the longest, and I never finished it because there was a playtest coming along.
Right.
Turned out I was very close to the playtest. I think I had 2 abilities around the wrong way, and I handled the hexes slightly different, and I'm happy to do it the way they're wanting to do it because it gives more flexibility.
Yeah.
Spell slots.
So.
Next up is Josh.
Hi, I'm Chauvel. People call me a bit of a hothead.
No, we just call
Under-
you a
under-
problem.
He's got a burning personality.
I do.
Yeah, that's
Under
it.
the right circumstances, I am very focused. Most of the time, however, I fumble about.
And you lost the princess last session.
I always lose the princess.
Shall we call him, was it Link?
Just let me put that in my notebook of how many times I've lost a princess. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 pages.
Considering you're her guard.
She's always in another castle.
I'm one of those guys that see the princess run off that way. I'm like, she'll be fine. She'll come back later.
Isn't it more like, oh crap, who's she going to kill now? Am I going to be held responsible for that one this time?
Probably.
And then we have Ross.
Yes, I'm Yodri, the first halfling air pirate for all of a couple of days.
Not the first. The latest.
The latest.
You're the last of your line.
No, I'm not. There's a.
Once they find you want that ship back, you will be.
They've already got their ship back. I landed it with style.
Upside down on the land.
That's okay. I'm sure they
That was the
have
style.
some paperwork they're wanting to fill
I
out.
definitely landed it.
So yes, we have our halfling pirate, who's quite happy to be away from gnomes. I'm sure every time someone says the word, "Hey, is that a gnome ship?" you'd twinge. Just very much like rats.
Gnome.
Yeah, but rats don't shoot at you.
Depends on the rat.
Rats with guns? Ooh, that'd be scary.
Hey, I do have rat men in this world.
Yeah.
And they're not lycanthropes.
No. They're a myth.
There are men. Men of unusual size.
Men in tights.
Unusual size could be small.
They are. They are small men. Okay, so next up we have Sue.
Okay, so I'm Kamdu. I'm princess. My heritage is my background. I'm 6 foot tall, even though I'm like 16.
Yep.
My background is even though my uncle is the Khan, I've actually got like some sort of Scandinavian Viking background from my mother's side.
I think you're about twice my height.
So she was literally a trophy wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, twice my
Oh
height.
God.
But I'm very independent. I actually had I sort of had this sort of like I think a epiphany or something when I was quite young. So I had like a bit of a prophet. But I'm really, if people don't accept what I'm trying to say, then I'm just forget it. And
Well,
I'm really independent.
It doesn't really help that you're 2 feet taller than most people trying to pick you up.
Yeah. And I can really use the sword well. And I have this bodyguard, but you know, I'd rather just do it myself. It's easier and quicker.
You just leave her notes every now and then when you remember.
Yeah.
It's like, I meant to leave you a note.
Thanks.
And then we have Paul.
I'm playing a Minotaur, which is a Yakman variant. My name is Hugh. Hugh has sort of adopted the group, and although he's sometimes rather annoyed, he is protective of them.
They are his pack.
Yeah, he's heard.
So last we had it, everyone was travelling all the way to the Northern Reaches section again because they had a quest to find out what was happening with the orcs. Which reminds me, I should actually get the book that you're running. That would help.
It does a little bit.
What was happening with the orcs? Well, they've
Organisation.
been eaten
It's
by
optional.
an speak apparently.
Well, it's not like I actually follow the books that much.
There's a Rosella out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sometimes have a bunch of galahs out there too, and that's fabulous. We had 15 of them all across the backyard.
Have a bunch of galahs in here all the time, though.
Yeah, but that's different. Those are inside instead of
They're
outside.
inside galahs,
Yeah.
yeah.
At least Rosellas are not as noisy as a whole flock of galahs.
Oh, the galahs weren't that noisy at all.
No, it's the
But because when they
cockatoos.
got
Yeah,
noisy, so
cockatoos
magpies
were
got rid of them.
Yeah, it's the cockatoos. It's going. Oh. They're such beautiful birds and they have these ugly voices.
Oh, the kookaburras are worse than them. And we
No,
have a
I
couple
like
who
the
sit.
kookaburras.
We have a couple of them who sit on the lanes along there, and when they want you to know they're there, loud as all thing. And when they don't want you to know they're there, you have no idea they're there.
Yeah.
It's just one or the other. It's a very big extreme. Okay, so you're actually trying to track down why the mountain orcs have come down into the plains. That was why you're all sent out here. And they've been following the axe beat through the grasses for close to a month's time. At which point they show up and to a campsite with Kamdu here, because Kamdu didn't travel with the others because, well, she was missing when they went looking for her. That always happens with Kamdu. She's never where you expect her to be and always shows up when you don't expect her. And she seems to be deep in conversation with a bunch of Norsemen. People from her land, her mother's land.
Mm.
Most people see them as the Haldenic people. Big, tall, white, blonde hair, blue-eyed. Not always muscly, but mostly.
But I still stand head and shoulders above them.
Just.
Just.
These are amongst the tallest of humans. So what would people like to do?
Oh, we know Camdu's in the camp.
Yep. You stumbled across it like you did the goblin one previously, where you looked around and went goblins everywhere. What do we do?
Right.
And there was also the one where someone decided that the best way to greet the goblins was to fall out of the saddle.
Wait.
It worked very well.
You missed that one.
Yeah?
No,
I missed
he
that
tumbled
one
out
too.
perfectly.
I
believe it
didn't
was
start
some.
It was M.
M
oh,
fell out
that-
of the saddle. M's character has gone from being
Super stealthy.
extremely good at what she does to
not.
no.
Yeah.
And so her pride is her on a regular basis. Exactly what she asked for.
Alright, I think we should ride up to the camp, announce ourselves quite clearly.
They're all staring in your direction.
Oh, right, they know we're here.
M's not stealthy. Even her horse looks at her and cringes.
We'll ride up and greet whoever's on guard if there's someone guarding.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
Like me.
If I can actually, yeah, there we go. Perception.
So what I love about some of the rules is you can either give him a passive roll or an active roll. This guy would have been better off taking his passive roll.
10.
Yep, you notice the guard. He's standing with his back to you, looking across the camp instead of away from the camp. He rolled a 2.
Right.
So he rolled quite badly on his, I'm going to set up here as the most defensible spot. He's right in the middle of a game trail.
He's probably
So-
thinking, oh, I'll be able to see if anybody attacks that side.
But he can see perfectly over the camp. He's
Yeah.
just in the worst
Oh,
possible
dear.
spot inside the camp.
I really want to tap him on the shoulder and say hello.
The only way he could be worse off would be if the HP was in the middle of killing him,
Right.
which would have been if he rolled a 1.
So, yep, yeah,
There's a clang as he drops his shield.
Cool! I scared someone.
Yes, and he just starts going off in a language you're not clear with.
Mm.
Language, okay.
I really should have been an
What-
arcane
what-
trickster, because language is one of the spells I would have
What language?
had. Human.
No, Haldenic.
Well, it's human to me.
yeah, I don't know that one.
Not me.
I'll say hello in the different languages I know. Etrugan, Dorokan, Minotaur, and Thaiatian.
Okay, you go through it, and when you finally get to Thaiatian, he has a very broken version of it, and he waves you into the camp. Something of big head said coming. You think it's one of his sort of known languages?
Yeah.
Big head said coming.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the head of the camp knew that we were coming.
That's what I would assume.
And then he sort of points to the to Camdu with the long, luxurious hair, that sort of sits out like a big head.
Ah. Okay.
Well, hey, when you get the hair frizzed up, hard to tell the difference from it. And it does count. It is a big head.
Ah, okay.
Big body as well, but...
Don't know if I like this guy now.
Hey, you don't know what he says in his native language.
No, I don't.
But your character would know it.
Would
Be your mother's language.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You may not speak it well, but you do know most
At
of
least I probably could understand
Language
it.
is it?
How
No.
dare That would be the microphone.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Sorry to all the people with headphones on.
How did the floor sound like?
Well, it sounded like this.
Now that's a mic drop.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, there can be many different forms of that one. Okay. Just gonna grab something to clean my glasses so it doesn't streak out too much on me.
Alright, so we've all met up.
You've all met up. You were greeted with some ale and some wild deer.
Ooh.
Is it cooked, dear?
I was about to say, are they just like kind of bouncing around, you know?
There you go, eat it.
It is sort of cooked on a stick, as I hand you a stick with mostly, well, partly cooked at one end and definitely not cooked at the other.
I can fix that. I can fix that.
You think cooking is not one of their skills. You know it's not one of Camdu's skills. Camdu was never known for her cooking abilities.
She's right at home then.
But Camdu may have been responsible for getting the food in the first place. That's where her skills lie.
Yeah.
Food obtaining, not food preparation.
Uh-huh.
And Sue, it has been close to 3 years since you've seen the other characters.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably really happy to see them. Cool.
That's a long time no see and all that kind of stuff.
I say to Camdu, teaching him your good cooking skills, I see.
Is that where you take the food offer?
Huh?
None for you.
Yes.
The warriors all look at you and say, "What's wrong with the food?" Apparently you're getting a call from heaven again.
Apparently.
You? Well, I might pause that
No,
for a
I'm fine,
moment,
thanks.
so... And back again. Just so when you actually watch it, if someone is on a phone call, we have a few people who have workplaces they can't talk about while they're online.
No.
So I've just got it there just in case.
Yep. No, it's
So-
good.
So this is the princess that you're supposed to be protecting.
I gave up protecting probably about 3 years ago. I'm literally just chaperoning around. If she falls over, is unconscious, oh look, she's up again. That is my protecting. And to be fair, that is protecting. She can hold her own.
So your hands off until she needs hands on.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sit near the fire and finish cooking this.
You protect her, not coddle her.
You notice that most of them don't seem to be noticing the difference between cooked and not cooked.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Well, seeing what happens, I've seen what happens when you eat undercooked meat and
Well,
not eating vegetables. And
You do know that the life expectancy of the average human of this region is about 30 to 40 years old.
Now I see why.
Whereas the life expectancy of a human in
A
say,
civilized area?
the Republic of Darakan or the Empire of Thyatis is they're expected to live easily to 100 years of age.
And we won't talk about the Nazi mages because they decide to do something else after their life is about to end.
Well, there are quite a few of them who have life extended through magic, or life extended through science, or life extended through rebirth.
And life expected through curses.
Well, let's just talk to Chevelle about curses. I'm sure he can curse you into a new life.
No.
I heard praying to God. Hell yeah. My God's 2 for 2. I'm just saying. Supernova a city and change a dwarf. I'm playing bingo right now.
Change a dwarf? What?
He changed his religion,
Oh.
as well as his species.
I prayed to my God for punishment for him. Light
Yeah.
went from me to him, turned him mountain to hill.
Punishment? What did he do?
He was the one who threw everything into the kilns, which was protecting the sanctuary of the dwarves. Thus, all the necromantic dwarves of his family overran the place. And as we were leaving, massive dark cloud over that mountain. We're like,
And I turned him into 5 Janazi.
Oh yeah, he pissed me off too.
Yeah, I know about that. Oh, my character doesn't. Dwarves with necromancy?
Yeah.
That's a first.
His mother was a vampire.
And his father smelt of elderberries?
Quite possibly.
No, his father smelled of rotting flesh.
He doesn't know if his mother was his mother or just someone who said she was his mother.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It might still be his ancestor.
Yeah.
On the plus side, still at least you've got your hands. You could have lost
On
your
the
hand
plus
as
side-
well.
On the plus side, he actually finished the shopping list.
Shopping list.
The shopping list was to blow up the kilns.
Yeah.
It's not like that had been set up in a long time, Tommy.
As soon as you said that, after we were like in that area, after everyone had been dropped except me, I was like, listen, everyone's a bit hasty at the moment. What the hell is going on? It's like, your dwarf's an idiot. I'm like, yes, and tell me more.
So yes, you're sitting down, relaxing. They're playing some strange music.
Cool.
There's a lot of strange yelling involved.
Cool. That's that's their culture. Who am I to judge it?
Germanic heavy metal.
Just wait for the axe throwing contests.
Well, it's more the whole Norse ballads. So they are singing pretty much along the lines of the hymn to Thor and Odin and a few of the others like that. So they're sort of getting drunk with Kamdu. And Kamdu doesn't seem to be getting drunk that easily.
No.
He never has.
So, do they actually sail a bit? Or they're the
Charisma plus half
landlocked
Also, I have access to four
Norsemen?
4 known spells. That's good.
There are 3 interlocked countries. One is a country of islands, and the other 2 have a coastal terrain. So they all have a navy.
Charisma plus
okay,
half
cool.
level.
And you'll find their entire culture along the waterway.
Oh, that's cool.
Martin,
Yep.
just on my character sheet. So
Mhm.
it says I have 3 in brackets charisma plus half level in spells known in their prayer book.
Yep.
Is that meant to be 4 or is it half caster level?
Let me have a quick check of.
Was it 3 plus half your caster level?
Hey, well, if I open up, have a quick look, I'll understand what he's talking about. Because I have it all at. Didn't update that one.
Am I 3rd level spellcaster or am I 4th as well?
Let's see. I think you're a half caster, so you might actually only be second level caster. Okay, Cheval, level 4.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm happy. I like doing this stuff.
So you have access to charisma plus half level rounded down in spells known from your prayer book.
Yeah, but is that half my...
So what's your charisma bonus is, so you have access to 4 spells.
Yeah. So my charisma is +2. So I have 4 spells. Yay.
I'm happy to get drunk. And talk
My-
about sailing.
But I don't think my spell slots go up, do they?
Able check for you.
Yeah. I need to find one of them.
I still have to remember to contact Wizards of the Coast and see if I can get a replacement. Okay, so no, your spell slots didn't change.
So I have 3.
Still have 3.
I think it doesn't change until you get to 6.
No, 5th actually.
5th? Oh,
You
cool.
get an extra first level slot and 2 second level slots.
Ooh, swanky. Hell yeah, now we can have some fun.
And you should get 2 new spells at from 4th level, we're shutting that in.
Oh, okay, cool.
But they're not spells you've got prepared, you have to choose to prepare them.
Yeah, I know. So I get 2 first level spells. I'll probably figure this out eventually.
And unless you have anything you want to discuss before morning, they drink right until dawn.
Sure. Let's try it. What could go wrong?
Sure. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw?
For all those who want to match them drink for drink.
This is going to be a mistake.
Hey,
It's gonna be
20.
Ooh.
13.
Natural 20.
No.
So that's actually a 22.
I got a 3.
Cam does the lightweight.
I probably curled up in a corner and went to sleep.
We do
One
have,
drink's
we
good
do
for
have
me.
7
Oh, let me
rerolls.
re-roll it. Yeah. Okay.
Reroll in a drinking contest.
Why not? I got 5. I don't think I've entered.
Nah, you're probably already drunk.
You went from 1 drink to 2 drinks.
You've obviously been drinking an awful lot. So by the time the other guys show up, you basically charge your mug to them and pass out while drinking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought 3 years would have got her attuned to this.
Well, apparently you can only drink so much before you knock yourself out. That the halfling downs a complete mug by himself, without even noticing. It's like,
This stuff's weak.
did you put any in here, sort of thing? They fill it again, you down it again. It's as if it's not even alcoholic too.
You actually drink from the river just over there.
No, you don't drink it from the river.
There is a reason why most of the people here are short-lived.
Ah, lovely.
The reason why they drink alcohol a lot.
And also why they don't have basic healthcare.
Oh,
Because the priest goes, you can just drink from the stream over there.
Yeah.
the one that he's currently relieving
not
himself in.
Healing anyone here.
Just lowering that so it won't tell us that we got stuff happening.
Yeah.
So, yes, you have Joel also passes out drinking
I was expecting to.
right next to his charge,
I was expecting to.
and passes out. And as your sight starts to fade, you can see the XP just looking down at you
Uh-oh.
with his tilt of its head.
Try me as I pass out.
I'm not going near that thing.
It's okay, we do have scales over here just so you can, know how big it is in comparison.
I think I just come up to its bloody knee.
Because it is a large creature. And you can learn to ride it.
Or an
Well,
M's
that
Isn't
was
that
a
what
cool-
M's doing?
No, she's teaching it to hunt and kill things.
Oh, okay.
I was
Em-
trying to
Em is
train
current-
one to ride.
Em is
but
currently
her one
learning
killed
how
one.
to ride a horse again.
Yeah, so one was training to be a pet, one was training to be an attack animal. And when they were both left alone, guess what happened?
The attack animal one.
Yeah. Funny that.
So M hasn't quite gotten around to the don't worry, I'll replace your animal at a later stage.
Someone hasn't been replaced from a rock yet either.
I thought they offered
He
it.
gave it back to you.
Yeah, I
By
thought
throwing
he
it in
did.
the lake.
Yeah, no, he didn't give it back to me. He threw it in the lake.
Oh.
And not just any rock, the one rock that's going to save the world.
I know, right?
Well, you know where it is, so you can go back and get it.
Yeah, with all the vampires and undead.
No, the dragon took it.
Yep.
He doesn't know where the dragon's gone with your rock.
Yeah, that's right. The
That too.
dragon took it.
Maybe that was what was needed to save the world.
Maybe.
Yeah, 'cause to turn the this is going to save the world.
Okay, so yes, morning comes around. A couple of people are waking up with splitting headaches.
Cool.
And then they notice it's just our newfound bard practicing with his drums. And his bagpipes.
That's right.
So not only is that sound really irritating to your ears, you've got a hangover.
Perfect.
Ooh.
I don't. This stuff was really weak.
No, you have noticed ever since you've been using this gnomish mug, you've never gotten drunk.
Nothing
Cool.
like wake up to bagpipes in the morning. Makes you feel inspired, right?
I'm going to grab a bunch of leaves and plug each pipe of that bagpipe.
I wouldn't. If I remember correctly, those bags are probably holy. So you'll be desecrating whatever god he's worshipping. Because
If
every
he
time
posts-
he plays a mute, because he is the
Which
prophecy.
god are you worshipping in the moment?
You got the bagpipes apparently.
No,
Do you really want to know?
because every time he's playing the bagpipes or playing some music, he's actually praying to his god.
Marwin. Marwin.
Cool.
He had to pick a new god because he lost his old one.
I know.
Well, currently I'm just
No,
saying all
when
this
he
bullshit
plays the
because I'm good at
bagpipes,
it.
Everybody else prays to the god. That's all.
Oh, he gets lots of praise, he should do it more often. And the Norsemen are happy to pack up and leave Cambria with you. They thank you for the good hunting and the fun catching up with their cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And they say they're happy for you to go raiding with them anytime.
Okay, cool.
I haven't killed as many people for a long time. I'm
I'm
sure that ship had it coming.
So they went Viking.
Never go full Viking.
No,
Yeah, look at
Viking
you.
is a verb. Means to go raiding.
never
Yeah.
mind.
You wanted to go too.
I reinstate. Never mind. Be on your way.
Huzzah! And they rush off singing bellowing a big tune. There's about 6 of them going off.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what Camden got up to.
So Camden can hear them singing about all the fighting, killing, brawling, mayhem, and destruction they got up to along the way. It
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah, yeah,
Spring break. That went on for about 2 or 3 years.
yeah.
As long as it was spring break, that's fine.
Well, hey, when you are a Viking and you meet up with other Vikings who are family, they've got to, introduce you to the family business.
Mm.
So they did.
Exactly.
Yeah, while I do raiding, we do piracy. It's same thing, but it's on water.
It's called wealth redistribution.
Yeah.
They're wealthy and we do redistribute.
To fellow clansmen.
And anyone who objects isn't going to complain again.
Exactly.
It really is a public service.
Exactly.
And they distribute it to the poor and needy.
I'm poor and needy.
That's fine.
I'll take it.
They
Yes,
normally-
and then you become wealthy. Then we take it back off you.
And they normally don't charge for it. Unless, of course, they think you're a bit of a dick and then they charge you through the nose. Like, here, you've got no food, take this.
Yeah, well, Vikings get
I
rich.
didn't eat a cake of ale. That'll get you through the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vikings get redistributed the wealth that the churches have got.
Churches there are not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, they do know that without followers, there is no church. Wherever the churches go, we've got plenty of people, we can afford to lose a few. Okay. Well, at least that's the, when the nobility is the church and the peasantry don't follow the church. So, what would you like to discuss now that you've gotten the nice sun going and the noise of the bagpipes and drums have slowed down, if not stopped? Or do they continue with more frequency?
Encore, encore.
How far away from the mountain?
Apparently the bard isn't paying attention, so he's continuing to play.
He's deep within prayer.
So why is it that we're here? What was...
We need to find out what the hell why the mountain orcs have decided to invade, or were basically raising up and.
Yeah, there might be amassing an army that's...
Maybe they're related to M's family.
Or, yeah, maybe they're related.
Raising an army?
Much like a family, just on a large scale.
Cold War, great.
When you're in a provincer, it's easy to raise a family.
Mm-hmm.
Even someone else's family.
Mm.
So what was it? We've got necromancers to the west. And then you've got necromancers and vampires to the... Was it north or was it south?
So, well, to the west you've got the Vikings, and
Yeah.
you come across the necromancer who you killed and the earth priests. To the north you have the war priests, and they follow a stricter belief of killing the horsemen as a holy service, whereas the horsemen see that killing the war priests is also a holy service. They both try to help each other on their services on a regular basis, but they don't discriminate between combatants and non-combatants on either side. So there's a slight problem with that one. Then on the east you have the crazy mages, and there's a bounty on every crazy mage, and that bounty is enough that every horseman wants to get as many crazy mages as they can. Unfortunately, if they cross the border too far, the crazy mages get them, and they get to serve the crazy mages for the rest of their own life. Then to the south you have the dwarves of Rockham. They are your friends, as long as you don't go south. They are helping to train and equip and make you guys better, as long as you don't go south. And that seems to be at the end of every sentence of them helping you, as long as you don't go south.
What happens if we go south?
Because that's where the nation is. You've got mountains to the south that border the plains, and that's the dwarven mountain home.
Have you got any word on what we are meant to be doing?
Yes, we were supposed to find out what the mountain walk were doing coming down from the mountain tops into the plains.
So we passed through by some goblins, I think, and now run our way to keep going to see what this huge army of orcs is doing.
You've seen campfires at night that
That's right, all the orcs from the mountains.
lots of fires along the mountain ridge.
Huh.
And we worked out that apparently they're all signal distance between each other.
They're tactically sound.
Yeah. Cool.
So very much like the fires of Gondor.
Then you just need the big drums.
Yeah. They don't need the drums of the deep. They've got I was going to say Emdrak, but now it's Titus.
Now here's the thing: I can train myself to play bagpipes and use my feet to play the drums at the same time.
Yes, in Lord of the Rings, if they'd heard bagpipes in the deep, I think they would have run faster.
Then you put cymbals on your knees.
Oh goodness!
And you never know, he might get his mule involved.
Is that thing undead now?
No, still alive. You don't know for how long.
I sworn it. Yeah, it's probably undead by now.
He's still going. Can never let a good donkey down. Or mule. Hard to tell really.
It's
He's that
somewhere
old.
out there.
He's no longer grey, he's black.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's probably gained like 20 levels. And some new gear after killing a Balrog.
Well, you did go and get him with all the other horses. And apparently he's only against an XP too. Pretty well.
He could probably better kid out than me.
Well, he's still got that brilliantly made metal saddle.
That's right. Yeah, that thing will last him forever.
Barding.
I'm sorry, I can't turn that off.
It's
at the
okay.
moment, yeah. We're still waiting on air conditioning to be put into the bedroom, in which
Yes.
case then that can come off and not actually have the bedroom turn into a thermos.
Yeah.
So the only way we can keep the bedroom
Is
from
to have
getting
that
too
on all
high
the time.
is to have a window open in the bedroom and it going through,
Yeah.
which is inefficient.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's the only way to cool the bedroom down. Because the air just runs straight into the bedroom and out the window.
That's another thing. Does anyone speak Orc?
No, I speak Goblin.
I'm sure it's the same.
There are probably similarities.
Nah.
I can speak in fire signals.
No, I speak water language. And
We'll
Norse,
just send a burning
obviously.
orc running back into the camp.
So
See
is
what
water
happens.
language water torture?
No, that's called waterboarding. Can you breathe while you pour water all over your face? No. Okay, let's test that.
I've watched the RT Extra Life stream. They do 24 hours and they raised $1.3 million for the Adult Children's Hospital in Texas, the mental children's hospital. And Gavin and Michael, over the years, Michael last year did the year before, did the Centurion challenge. So he takes 100 shots of alcohol in 100 minutes.
I will be down after the first minute.
Yeah. Gavin tried to keep up with him doing shots of milk.
I'd be down after about the third minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
The year before that, they did the gallon challenge. So they tried to down a gallon of milk in an hour. That didn't go so well. The year after, Michael had the year of punishment off because he had his first child and had the cutest thing on it, RT Extra Life, for that year. He was dancing with his child around, being very funny. This year, they did milk boarding. So it's like waterboarding, but with a gallon of milk.
Horrid.
Michael cheated. He plugged his nose and started to basically suckle on the milk that was going in his mouth. So he was just drinking milk constantly. Gavin was just and actually got milk boarded. Didn't try to drink it. No, filled up his mouth, went in his nose, and
It'd just be horrid. Well, it's partly because I'm allergic to milk.
yeah.
Okay, so talking about milk boarding.
Are we milk boarding some orcs? Who's got goat's milk?
So you wake up having this really horrid dream about being assaulted by milk, and you're a bit wet.
What?
You have no idea what from. Smells bad too.
Yeah.
Well, there was, a sidetrack back to where we
Could
were.
it be any worse than where we were just in with that mountain? Could it smell any worse than that? Probably
No.
not.
No, but you haven't been there for a few years, so this is about as bad as it smelled for quite a while.
That's fine.
Yep. So we're staring at this
I get-
distance away from you.
I get flashbacks of Nam. Get flashbacks of that goddamn mountain.
So you have flashbacks of being in troglodyte regions.
I'm getting flashbacks of a massive explosion. But thanks to my fire resistance, kept me alive.
Good thing he got angry.
Yeah. Getting flashbacks of a rock being offered to a dragon, you know.
Don't know what you're talking
And the
about.
threat of necromantic dwarfs as well.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, and no one's returned from that region who's been sent to investigate since then. So you
Yeah.
thought, we'll just go back there later.
I wonder why. Big dark cloud over there. You're going to that. You know enough.
So it's now had a perpetual storm over it for the last 3 years.
Wow.
So the first town we go to, but I'm like, God, fix that.
But your god has no sway in that region.
Nah.
You had to wait until you came back to the steps before you got cursed with effect.
Yeah.
So there's a reason they don't want us to go south.
I think my dwarf went south.
Yep.
Well, you probably went to join in some of the festivities.
Alright, let's go.
After reuniting the
I wanna
hatchling
go
with
find
the
some orcs.
other dragon.
I want to go find some orcs.
Okay, so you see that probably about a day's travel from where you are now to the mountain ridges. You saw that fires were being lit, and there's still a wall of smoke in that area. So they're probably still there.
Cool.
Well, it looks like currently you're in charge because no one else is worrying.
I know, right? I thought the princess was meant to be helping us with this, and
Well, I can scout ahead, but
She always runs off somewhere, so she's probably run off in the direction as usual. Oh, look, shiny.
no, she sent me a photo of I'm guessing she's at the Airbnb. She's very close to 6 Pokestops and a gym, and she can't. And where she is right now, she's not on any of them. She's
Oh.
right in the middle of all of them and not on a single one.
How's that for torture?
Yeah, she said, "Oh, come on."
So she has to actually leave the building to go and do the
Yep.
baby stops.
I think that's what it was invented for.
For walking around and not driving your car. I got the gold badge in traveling. I went probably about 40% of that is actually me driving under 20 k's an hour.
Wow.
Because that registers as walking for the
Yeah.
movement.
That registers as eggs hatching, thus it
I have
registers you
The
as walking
tongues spell.
or running.
you do have tongues?
I do have tongues. I have one right here, in fact.
Just don't do what happened last night and remove
Yes.
it.
Yes.
What?
Well, Wednesday night. Wednesday night character decided that he would use his critical hit to strike his tongue that was caught in a vice. He put it in the vice himself, someone else had kicked his feet out, and he critically missed hitting them with a hammer. And his response was, I hit my tongue, so he hit his jaw against his, and put his teeth together, while his tongue was still in the vice.
Oh,
You can't talk anymore?
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, he can, he now won't be licking things with the tongue from his mouth, because that's in a bag of holding.
How are you going to claim things as your own now?
He won't be, that's a good thing.
Well, he can still use his severed tongue.
Ugh.
They're just going to go
He
dry and
can
manky.
find it in the bag
Yeah.
of holding.
So it's going to go dry and manky in the bag of holding anyway.
Yeah.
So like, by the time he pulls it out, it's like, and you want to attach this back to your...
Now, what you need to do is you need to put in a jar of...
No, it was just toss it into the bag of holding as is.
You needed like a jar of like salted water. That's, and then it's, whenever you feel threatened by someone, you just go, yeah, back in there.
No, you hold the jar up like that and someone says, don't stick your tongue out at me.
Well, he had been licking things through most of the session.
Oh my
Another one of those.
I think the player was just needing a little bit of side humor to keep him going.
What can get me high right now? Yeah, not that. Yeah, not that. Yeah, not that. Yeah. Maybe we'll say, woohoo!
You actually managed to get high licking a giant weasel.
Yeah, but we don't know where they've been. That's not a surprise.
Unfortunately, he couldn't claim the giant weasel because it belonged to someone else, and they wouldn't give it to him.
So I'm guessing that character's like owned most of the forest, and someone else is going to be going through and licking. That's like someone's already licked this place.
Well, at least I didn't hit with a fireball and pop.
There are no lick marks here. What do you mean? I burnt everything.
Are we sneaking up on corpses? Or what are we doing?
Or are you going to charge brazenly while announcing it with fanfares of bagpipes?
Exactly.
What are we doing, Princess? How are we taking out these orcs?
Taking what?
Just take them out.
Dinner and drinks and then dancing?
Sounds good. I can provide the mood lighting.
I've got the music. And candles.
They can ask him out on the dates. There you go. Hey.
Our gnome can provide the pyramid scheme
Yes.
for
No.
future dates.
No.
Well, hey, they're short, hard to tell the difference.
You can make the world's first orchid subscription service.
Rapier! At his neck. Don't call me a no.
Gnome, hill, thingy.
Naked dwarf.
I'm just
Do
going
you really want to see a naked dwarf right now?
No.
No, thank you.
Well, they laugh, so yeah.
I'm pushing Blade away. Away. We don't need that.
Plus, you're not exactly sure how to get him out of that clothing.
Yeah.
I think
It's sort
fire
of
probably.
If you manage to get him out of the
Isn't it?
clothing, you might not be able to get it back on again.
Considering there's chainmail and a shield as well.
And you only got one set.
Insert fanfiction here.
In one setting, I did have a pixie who flew around at head level and didn't wear pants. So everyone got to see everything, just as he's flying around. It's like, why do you wear some pants? No, I'm invisible most of the time. It's like, okay, they got used to it. And then they went to an era where invisibility didn't work. Boy, did they regret it.
That's when the pixie found out and know everyone else wearing pants.
It's like the eye tracking challenge. People get sensors on top of their computer which track their eyes, and they do a challenge of like having like a handsome man or a very attractive lady, or like just having an attractive lady on the screen. It's like, where do you look? And it's always just like they start at the head, and then there's like the quick glance down, and then back up to the head.
Okay.
Sorry.
All good. So yes, how would you like to approach said challenge? I don't think that would work too well. Well, you can if you like. It was just perfectly timed.
I mean, it's an option.
I mean, Pirate can go do that. I would like to see what happens.
Just attack him. Candy's just going to go and start laying in.
Here we go.
No,
I know that they're...
I will casually follow
Candy
the...
doesn't care.
I'm going to sneak ahead.
Again, I'll
See
put a mark
actually
in my
how
book
many
and
there
casually
are
follow
first.
the princess.
Okay, so as you're sneaking ahead, a big,
Sneaking.
long strided Norse person just walked right past you.
That's what Candy does.
As I walk, as she goes past, I go past. I tell everyone else, there's no point. She's just gonna go straight in.
No, that's not going to work. I was hoping the Blue Oyster Bar soundtrack comes in, but that was something else.
I do have a chain of places in some of my areas that I was based on that called the Pink Flamingo. Unfortunately, PCs back in the 80s decided they had to burn them all down.
Yeah.
And then they got chased by paladins for burning down cars for no reason.
Yeah.
They couldn't justify the reason for burning them down. So they all got jailed.
They liked fire.
Would a paladin take that as justification?
No.
Depends on what, if they actually are worshippers of a fire god.
They would.
No, probably law god or something like that.
God of justice.
Oh, you screwed him. You did anything. You sneezed.
They're not that bad, but they couldn't justify why they burnt them down. So it's always interesting when you say, "So why did you do that?" It felt like a good idea at the time. There's no justification for what you did.
Alcohol's bad. Go down the
Alcohol's good for you.
no. Go down the what was it, the bloody Tito drink or whatever.
Oh, the straight edge.
I did have one person solve that for a player. Your character was jailed for 10 years. By that time, no alcohol for 10 years, you'll be sober. So, but I only live 5 more years. Well, we will reanimate you and leave you there for another 5 years and then let you rest. So, okay, so, yes, you charge on in.
Yep.
As you're getting there, you're starting to see big areas where their campfires were.
Yep.
It looks like you're about to walk in an area that has at least 20 campfires.
Okay, I might stop and turn around and go and tell everyone else.
Yep. And everyone catches up with Camdu.
I'm guessing Camdy's finding out just the campfires and stuff by now.
The amount of campfires.
Yeah.
Which the rest of us saw earlier. But yes, well, I suggest either diplomacy or at least stealthing in some regard.
Camden's not very stealthy.
Neither is Short
no, that's why I said we.
And neither is the cleric that's probably like snoozing right now.
Okay, and you can also see that behind that 20-odd campfires nearby, you can see what look to be over 1,000 along the ridge line.
1,000 what?
Campfires.
Oh,
More.
That's an invasion force.
Alright, we better. So who sent us to do this again?
The Khan.
He can't.
Alright. Oh, wait, we're a long
Or,
way.
as we go to Camdu, Daddy.
Yeah.
We're a long way from the Khan, aren't we?
yes, we are a long way from the Khan.
Oh, orcs aren't very bright. Could we do something like, dig a pile of trenches and stick things in? Or
That's going to be a lot
That's
of
good.
trenches.
That's if you're going to create one trench the
Like we talked
size
about,
of this invasion force.
Dig a
that's-
trench and charge them to do it.
what was it?
Yeah.
How many
We'll dig a trench and the orcs will pay for it.
Yeah.
Or you
Or
can
get them to dig the trench.
And then impale themselves on the spikes. Yeah.
can we lead them back to that mountain with all the
no.
necromancer things in it?
No, I'm pretty sure they're staying.
I'm sure that won't be a bad thing.
Oh, of course
Yeah,
not. They'll just
undead-
raise all this undead and
Undead orcs. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, no, that was
That's okay.
not
I do
very
more damage
bright.
to them.
Okay. Never mind.
Apparently you didn't want that phone.
I didn't want
or
that
character
phone
sheet.
or the character sheet. According to Bardic math, if we assume there's 10 people per campfire, that's about a force here of 10,000 troops. There's no way we're going to dig a trench for 10,000
No,
people.
that's
Gandalf.
true. True.
I know
Okay.
you're the princess, and I'm sure we have faith in you, and so does the Khan. But there's no way we're digging.
No, no,
10,000
no, no, no,
trenches.
no,
Yeah,
no.
that type of trench wouldn't
Is
be called
it-
a trench, it's called a valley.
Or a
Yeah.
canyon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got to think
And
of
something
some
like
way
that
to,
you would actually probably
to
cast
slow
it
them
underneath it.
down, so somebody can get back and tell the Khan that they're here.
Well, Khan knows they're here. He just wants to know why.
Why they're here? Well, it looks like they're trying to take over the area.
So,
Well, they're not here for Starbucks, are they?
so with your ability to understand different languages, can you bestow that on other people?
Yes, I can, but it only lasts a certain time period.
Okay, you can smack them in the head and make them know a language. And the harder you hit, the more likely it's going to work.
Ha ha ha.
True.
That's what you do with the touch attacks. It's like, yes, I'm just going to touch you up to help you. A finger touch to a bink.
or a very burning touch in the case of me.
The harder you slap them across the back of the head, the better the magic works.
So does that also make
That's
you
the
able
material
to
component.
The little flame on my
So
finger. Ain't
read
got
their
you.
writing
Material
as
is
well?
to smack.
or only just understand their language?
I
You're using
presume
something
it's
physical.
just Understand their language.
The swing is the
It's a
thematic.
gesture. It's a suggestion. Schematic.
The material is the connecting.
Here we go.
Material's the head.
Hence the connecting.
Because I can
work
work
some more
It's
people.
spoken language.
um,
You okay?
Comprehend languages, I believe, is a different one which allows you to read languages. Tongues is spoken, comprehend is written.
Yeah, when I'm running two different game systems and they use a similar skill set, it's actually quite interesting because comprehend languages in Pathfinder 2 also does tongues.
Mm.
So the advanced, the high level heightening of it does tongues.
okay, well, I'll pop out my spyglass and look for something that we class as an important tent or something like that.
Okay, give me a investigate roll. No, make it insight. Make it insight roll.
Yeah.
I have an explorer's practice and then have an eyeglass.
No, because they're quite expensive.
No, unfortunately, that's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay, apparently every time you're going to focus on something, the grass shifts into your view. And it's like, I can see grass. Okay, I can see more grass.
Okay, I'll.
And then you put your thing down and Chauvel's hides grass behind his back.
I'll get.
You do realize what he's saying, right? You're letting me hold grass. That's a bad idea. What are you talking about behind my back? It's burning my hands. Look, it's gone. I didn't do it.
Okay, so I need to get in an area where there's no grass.
That's okay, you just have to burn it all down. I'll save you.
No.
That's
That
one
might
way
work
of stopping
now.
them. If you get them to run into the grass fields and then set it alight, yay!
Why? We can just
So that'll get everybody.
Just get our paladin to do
No.
angels in the field.
Mm.
I don't know, a couple of herds.
Not harming
That's
wildlife.
make sure
Yeah,
one-
that's true. But we've only got one.
I just have to drop another rock on him, he'll be fine.
Not harming wildlife to get rid of orcs.
Or destroying his homeland.
We'll just
Try
try
to.
Because once you start a fire here, it generally doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It's like Northern New South Wales right now.
Now let's see. I have to get to. So
Or
we're
just
standing on a
Western
horse hill.
Europe.
Well, you've just finished the winter season, so it's coming into spring, and while the grasses are at their greenest, wait too long, and if a fire starts, it won't stop.
Yep. Yep. 10,000 hectares.
So, yes, you can hear sounds of orcs in the distance, but you have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah. Literally, tongues only last an hour, but tongues will basically allow you to completely understand any spoken language. And
By humanoids,
they can understand you as well.
usually.
Yeah. So it says.
So it doesn't. You don't understand animal languages or plant languages or
Yeah.
things like that.
It says this spell grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says. That's tongues. And
So, no matter what you say under your breath, everyone understands it.
the comprehend language is, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. And you can also understand written language that you see, but you must be touching it. So,
It's the problem with a literal understanding is often languages have a lot of subtlety in
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. Tongues will give you that, but comprehend languages won't.
it. Yeah.
They're now evacuating Braidwood.
But
How close is that to you?
It's west of me. It's west of me. It's fine, but
It's still an evacuation.
they've expanded the evacuation zone now.
comprehend languages can
It's
be
the lovely
ritual.
little town before you head up the Clyde down to Bateman's Bay. The last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I know somebody, they run sanctuary down there and they've been evacuated.
I got that.
They have over 400 animals that they're so
They've-
worried about
They've just updated it now, saying Braidwood needs to evacuate now.
as well. Oh, God.
That's such a lovely little town too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that little car shop in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you were managing to look through and occasionally get glimpses of people with your spyglass, the orcs here are on par to you in size.
The
Orcs that you can see through the spyglass are in comparison to you in size.
Wow.
them's big orcs.
And unlike you, who look a little lean and basically designed for movement, these guys are as stocky as a dwarf. They look like just pure muscle.
These are orc warriors.
So, Paul?
Beefy.
Ooh, yeah.
Very beefy.
So Sue, that's what they...
Eesh. Yeah, that's pretty full on.
And when you're looking at 8 feet tall on average,
Ha!
That's insane.
Beefy and tall.
Like walking tree trunks.
and possibly each weighing around 200 to 300 pounds.
Oof.
More likely the 300 pound side. Before that equipment.
Cool. Do I get bonuses to hit them?
Oh, they're still medium-sized creatures. They're at the top end of medium, but they're still medium-sized creatures.
I'll just attack them from a distance then, if need be.
They do have a reputation, so if anyone can make an intelligence check and see what you know about them.
Intelligence. No.
You can always roll a 20.
That's a 10.
Strength int plus
Nice.
int bonus.
15.
Oh no, he
No, remember how you said someone could roll a 20?
You roll a 20?
Yeah, I rolled a 20.
Okay, so
19.
our halflings are orcs. I hate orcs. All orcs, there's nothing good except a dead orc. Considering orcs are some of the people that enslaved the halflings and almost destroyed their culture. So a lot of the halflings from the Five Shires put orcs down as one of the hated enemies. Dwarves right behind orcs for the same reason. Because the dwarves enslaved the halflings for a while.
Okay, so
You had that thing there, and then our dwarf and yak folk do know that these guys are amongst the most ferocious of orc kind, in the sense they take on giants as a regular day-to-day thing, and two of these can generally take on a single giant and have a chance of winning. And these are the mountain and higher, not just the hill giants, because they're generally mountaintop people. And what Chauvel picks up is these guys hate leaving the mountains for any reason. There's very few things that will actually make them come to the plains. There has been a treaty between them and the Khan for many years, and they have been keeping a lot of the trolls out of the region.
so they're helping.
Into the
So you're
grasslands.
actually helping the car.
And they rarely travel in force. They have settlements in the size of about 100.
I'm guessing because of that mountain being.
This is as far from that mountain as you can get and still get in the same mountains. So it would not have anything to do with what happened there. So
Right.
the thing that you caused was in the south western mountains, and these are the eastern mountains.
Oh, okay. So we've gone a fair distance then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've gone about a month's horseback ride from there.
So what's happened in the eastern mountains to push these guys so far away from them?
And the amount of numbers that you think are here, you think it's probably their entire civilization.
Wow.
So they've been removed from their home because of something.
Displaced.
So this is probably more a migration.
Yeah, it's an immigrant. Yeah, it's basically a migration camp.
Yeah. So
actually. If they're doing that, okay. Look for
Basically, if they are migrating, any sort of action against them would probably be met with overwhelming force. Not,
Okay,
not
so-
because they're
Diplomatic tactic. Come
Yeah.
on. I'm not going to go in armed at all.
We need a diplomancer.
Yes.
okay. Given with that one, I'll have a look to see if there's any civilian orcs.
that was what you didn't get with your insight roll.
Stupid grass.
No, this time I'll stand on top of the horse. I'll stand on top of you.
Standing on top of me is a bad idea.
Okay. So, I'll give you another insight roll.
That's a natural 20.
Okay, now that you've been somewhat described to you, you can see that all the lower mountain groupings are generally
Women and children.
pregnant women and children. And most of the guard down the bottom are probably, you'd have to say, the strongest and most battle worn of their group. And the ones that are the further up the mountain you go, the younger and older they seem to get.
Okay. Is there an area where I could work
Basically-
out where the ruler of the orcs would be?
It'd probably be with the alpha males, the more battle-worn people.
Looking at it, it's impossible to tell. It doesn't look like they have a centralized leadership.
Huh.
In other words, probably multiple tribes are stuck together.
It does look as if their entire civilization has been pushed out of the mountains down this way.
Cool.
And they seem to be, by what you can see, working hard to keep the fires away from the grasslands. Their fire pits.
Oh, they're 5 pits away from the grasslands. Fair enough. Cool.
So how many times can you cast that?
Tongues.
Yep.
Not that many.
I'm going to walk in and be a diplomat. Hopefully, they know one of my languages.
Well,
Probably not going to work.
Well,
we'll have a look.
tongues last an hour. You can't cast it on you, but
Yes, an hour of conversation.
I can get a lot in an hour.
yes. But wouldn't you want the princess to be with you as well?
She's
That's-
to talk.
But
Apparently she's waiting to see what happens.
Well, the princess was going to come in here and slaughter a lot of them.
yeah, that's not going to
I think
happen.
that's a... No. I'm going to walk in and see
Wait
what...
for the spell.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to wait for the spell.
You can now understand that there are a lot of them are yelling at each other to keep the fires from spreading.
Oh, so they're not controlling the fires.
No, they're trying to keep control of the fires.
that's not a good thing.
Great. Okay.
And as you're walking in, you can see that some of the youngest amongst them are tending the fires. Not doing a great job on it, but they're tending the fires. And because, well, imagine a
I can't control
a-
fires.
imagine like a 2 to 5 year old in charge of fires.
I can see them pick up against stick and go, whee!
So
That's a bad idea.
So now you can understand the constantly, but it's one of those, you have to learn by doing instead of being told.
That's fine.
And they do all have that whitish, that bluish tinge to their skin.
Okay, so they're all roughly the same race. Okay.
They all are the same race. You can tell they're not the normal orcs you've dealt with.
Okay.
You've never met this type of orc before.
Cool. I'm
And
gonna
everything seems to be about control.
about control.
Every speech is about doing something and being precise about it. So
Okay,
it's about
that's
controlling.
completely opposite of the other ones. They're more chaotic.
Again, they've just been pushed out of their home because of some reason. I'm guessing we can at least go help them and try and take back their area at least.
Okay, so
If they've made a deal with the Khan to stop a load of stuff, these guys will do no harm to the Khan.
Unless they intend to break the treaty.
And as far as we're aware, this movement, have gone as far as they can without encroaching the border to the plains. In terms of everything here, I have no quarrel with them. They haven't done anything to us.
Yep.
The fact you've got women and children here trying to survive, I think these guys need a bit of a hand to go back to where their home is.
As you go stepping forward, two of these orcs these are about 8.5 feet tall, stand up either side of the grass you're walking through.
Mm-hmm.
They've been standing there watching you the whole time.
Yep, that's no surprise. We encroached on their land.
Well, these guys also rolled about a 26 on height.
God.
Nice.
I can beat them.
I know you can beat them, but they didn't roll very well. So, they greet you in your native language because you've got tongues on. Everything someone says to you is in your native language.
Beautiful.
So they're basically greeting you for approaching them in a direct manner.
I explained to them.
I think they heard what we were talking about.
Yeah, probably.
We still need to find out what's going on.
I'd like to understand what the mass movement is for and what has caused such a movement.
And when they reply to you, it comes across as displacement forces movement along eases access down the mountainside across the edges of the grasslands. Of course, they said a lot of other words in there, but that's what it translated to. Don't you love tongues when it just...
Yeah. I reply with, has something happened at homeland? To make it nice and simple.
And they reply with the stones of giants have taken up arms and taken the mountains.
Stone giants have taken the mountains. Interesting.
That could either be stone giants or giants of stone.
Yeah, remember these guys are giant hunting specialists.
Yes.
They could also mean elementals.
They could have.
They say caught between the giants of stone and giants of frost, they could not withstand.
Okay. So this is a dire situation for them. They're basically continually being pushed back.
They lost half their numbers.
Very dire situation. They are so being pushed back.
They had a Thanos pulled on them.
Basically. Well, they're going to continue to be pushed back into the plains.
Yeah.
And then they're breaking the tree, of which they'll then be attacked by the other side.
Well, the other thing is I've never heard of a force of stone giants and a force of frost giants being such greater numbers to...
Well, there's something happening up there. I'm interested to figure out what the hell's going up there.
Obviously stirred this.
Something or someone is up there.
So the world's giants are gathering in numbers. All the world's frost giants are in the mountains here right now.
Crap. That's not good. We need to stop that.
How?
The crown was broken, they say.
Sorry.
What crown?
He just looks at you. Don't you know the crown? Because the translation doesn't explain everything fully to you. Just a literal sense of the word.
Yes. Are you saying the balance has been broken?
Oh, their king is dead. Their rulers.
That too.
The storm giants no longer rule.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're basically saying this is a big war to find out who's going to be the next.
Yeah. Who's going to be the next ruler of the mountains? And at the moment, it sounds like the frost giants.
Stone giants versus frost giants. Don't stay in the mountains. Stay away.
Stay away.
Mountains no longer safe. You have a feeling they weren't attacked. They were caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
And they lost half their numbers caught in the crossfire.
Wow.
I say sorry for your losses, and it's a great tragedy that this is happening in the mountains.
They point to the north, saying, heading north.
Heading north.
What's
That's
To-
where their people are going.
to what end?
Which way have we come?
To whatever mountains they can.
Oh,
They're
to other
leaving
mountains.
these lands. These
Ah.
are no longer their lands.
Okay.
They have. It's now whoever wins out of the frost giants and the stone giants at this stage, and
Who owns Northland?
They don't care. They're just going north. As far as they're concerned, it's safer going north into unknown territory than staying where they are.
staying where they are and being pushed into the plains
Yeah.
and
So
basically
I'm
being
guessing
wiped
the
out.
Khan will want to know why there's a huge force of orcs going north.
We will understand that it is basically just a migratory for what has happened in the eastern mountains.
But the question is, will the Khan be expecting us to go into the mountains, find out
No.
more details from
No.
the giants?
No,
and come
it
back?
won't.
If we go into the mountains, we are going to be wiped. From
Mm.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, if their entire civilization has been displaced, then what is happening up there is beyond any small
Anything.
group to deal
Yeah.
with.
If they have lost simply half their civilization
So the storm giants are
in
no more.
crossfire,
The frost giants and
And-
could you imagine what would happen to us if they
Stone.
targeted us?
You're finding out if the storm giants are still there.
stone,
Or
isn't it? Not
Storm.
storm.
No. So the storm giants
Storm
have been
giants.
overthrown. So the storm giants, what I've understood from them, used to run the area.
No, the
Yep.
storm. So they hint that the storm giants controlled all the giants. The giants were not allowed to gather in number under the rule of the storm giants.
But the storm giants have been
Are no
overthrown.
longer in power.
Ah, so
So
they're all
what overthrew
fighting
the
each
storm
other.
giants?
So they're now fighting over who's going to be the one that rules all the
And
giants.
they're gathering in numbers.
Ah,
So before it was maybe a equivalent of a township. And imagine, say, you went from a township to a mega city.
Yeah.
That mega city could just move and walk through any country.
wow.
There's nothing
Why don't we ask
alive
them
besides
who
dragons that
overthrew
could stop
the storm giants?
I think we need to go back and tell the Khan.
I'm guessing the combination of both the stone and the frost giants overthrew the storm giants, and now they're fighting out to see who's going to be the big number one. I reckon the combination of the two.
From the halflings' knowledge, before you came here, you know the hill giants are gathering in numbers near the Five Shires in Karamikos.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, okay. What about the
All the giants are fighting.
what about the sea giants?
Oh, it's not fighting. They're
Gathering.
in numbers.
Would it be
So they're going to
worthwhile,
start
however,
raiding, are they?
And the stone giants are gathering in the mountains of Rockholm, which
Yeah.
border on where you guys are.
Yeah.
would it be worthwhile at least scouting a little bit just so we know rough numbers to give to the Khan? I understand that this is a huge force that's been displaced, but without an actual number of giants,
I guess we could. But
I'm just assuming. No, I don't know the Khan well enough. I mean, her royalty here would know the Khan better than we do and what the Khan would want to hear, but I would assume that he would want to know more info on the amount of giants.
I'm assuming knowing
I'm assuming that what we've heard from the orcs
will suffice.
will suffice, and if he then wants us to go out and reconnaissance further, he'll let us know.
Yeah.
The thing is, the time it takes us to get back and report to him. the
Exactly.
situation here may
Can we
have
send a
changed.
message, like a
Via eagle.
It's
What
easier
or
for us to
message
scout.
spell?
Don't worry, he's just going to chisel it in stone and we'll find an eagle.
The thing we know
I
now,
can put
however,
oh crap!
is
How
that-
good are the horses getting back by themselves? Probably not.
the thing is, we know
I'll
from the
bring all
orcs
the
they're,
evil things.
they're currently gathering, as in process. by the time we get back and come back, if we're told to scout here, they may have gathered, and then we can no longer scout because there's just that many.
Yeah.
I think if we want to scout, now is the time to do it.
I say we send a message back to the Khan,
Yeah.
informing of what's happening, asking for further instructions, but in the meantime, we stay and scout.
Yeah, I'm not saying we take on the giants, just at least have something more to
Yeah.
report.
There's
a whole bunch of giants there.
We'll send the message back to the Khan. Definitely. We'll stay and help the rest of the civilization / scout out how many giants are close to the area. Hopefully not being spotted. But as these guys move north, we'll provide as much service / help / protection as they need to at least get people moving north.
You could ask the orcs if they have a rough number of how many they've seen, and then we can use
Yeah.
that information with our information.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do ask the orcs, how many numbers were there when the crossfire started?
Okay, they say that they counted over 10,000.
10,000
Giants.
giants.
10,000
between
frost giants.
on both
Wow.
sides or between
Just
the
the
two?
frost giants.
Just
Wow.
frost giants.
So there's 10,000 plus frost giants.
Jeez.
I don't think there was that many hill giants assembly.
Well, if we assume there's 10,000...
They just assumed it's the world's frost giants have all gathered in the mountains here.
Cool.
I could get there quite.
Did they see any stone giants?
They did see probably about 100 stone giants.
Okay, well, 100 plus stone giants. Lovely.
100 stone giants that reported by survivors who returned.
Survive.
Okay.
So we'll say at least 100 plus because they're gathering.
Yeah.
So
So that assumes there was about 20,000 orcs, and there's now 10,000. And there's about 10,000 frost giants. So.
oh yeah. Well, no, there's probably a lot more, but just
Probably.
the amount of frost giants that were there probably just wiped out half of them.
They have a city up on the mountains.
Well, I asked him, how many numbers do you have left?
They say they only have about 1,000 warriors left.
Wow.
Including women and children.
They've got about 6,000 women and children, and about
1,000 warriors.
1,000 warriors, and
There isn't a mega city on the with the horsemen, is there?
So they've got
they are removing culture. They
So-
move all over the plains.
They've roughly got about 7,000
Good,
in numbers here.
knocking the mic over.
They've got about 3,000 not quite warriors, but not quite women. and children.
Trainees. Okay.
Mm.
So they've got 10,000 left. So yeah, they had 20,000 and then so we've got 10,000 migrating orcs.
Well, then it's safe to assume these giants, in terms of very least capability in combat, is 2 to 1, so they can take on 2 of these orcs on their own.
Yeah, cool.
But these orcs are huge, so
Who's going to send the message to the Khan?
And how?
But when they
The
only have
princess
1,000
probably.
warriors
How
left,
can I
taking
do it? I
on
don't have spells.
more than
only
1,000.
1,000
No,
warriors.
you just
Right.
write on a. Actually, how will we send a message to the Khan?
We need a coaster.
If there's any over there.
There's one here under this. It's
Thank you.
empty.
So they may have numbers, but not everyone can fight.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So
And
they're
a lot of the
basically
ones on the mountains aren't their best.
60% of them are women and children which can't fight.
Well,
Okay.
they're women
so
Well,
The women are worried.
how about this? This is a very terrible idea, so feel free to tell me no.
No.
I never listen to what you say anyway. Those of us who aren't very good at stealth can help this group scout out the north so they can find a safe route.
Yep.
And those who are good at stealth can scout out the numbers of the giants. And
Where's
then-
the ranger? I mean, Clint.
Exactly.
She's busy playing with the axe beak.
And
Being
then
eaten by the axe beak.
we can meet back, I guess, here or a nearby location or whatever have you.
Yeah, I'm not very good with stealth.
Neither am I. So we're here. We're going to protect the orcs. Princess, let's do that.
Yeah.
Alright.
We're gonna make friends.
Well, I'm happy to
With enemies.
give stealth a go.
Or with the misunderstood.
I'm not the best at it, but I'm happy to do it.
I mean, I could try, but I'll fail miserably.
Well, no, we're staying with the orcs.
Good.
Yes, we're staying
The
with
orcs do tell you that one of their banes has been the trolls of the region.
Trolls. Well, we
And
can
there's
protect
trolls.
them from the
Okay.
trolls.
Yeah, we can protect them from trolls.
That's cool. I like getting rid of trolls.
Because the trolls are also gathering because they've been pushed by them coming down the mountains into one big valley. And there's about 2,000 orcs in that valley. No, 2,000 trolls in that valley.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course.
And
We've
they're
got
the
2,000
forest
trolls.
trolls, so not the smaller ones that most people are used to.
2,000 big trolls.
Mm.
Nice.
We fought against a forest troll. Sort of. He ran away.
Sort of, we saw it and we went, no. Bye.
Mm.
So that's why they have all the campfires going.
Yeah.
Because it keeps the trolls at least hesitant.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Also, the campfires are there for basically...
At
Oh,
night to keep the trolls away.
The
And during
campfires
the
are
day.
there to make them seem bigger than
Yeah.
what they are.
Because they have numbers, not actual military numbers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we thought.
So-
we saw
so
the fires
you-
and went, "Oh my god!"
So
If
how
we,
far
if we followed the fires, we would probably end up with areas of just fires, no camps whatsoever.
Yeah.
They've
Except,
been moving their people to the north under the cover of the sun. Because most of the
Trolls and things.
trolls and
at
that
night.
prefer to hunt at night, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when humans are at their weakest.
Mm. Mm.
So my god's basically protecting them. That's cool.
So how far away are the
They do not
giants?
seem to be phased by the sunlight.
Yeah, how far away were the giants? Like, how far have you travelled?
They have travelled 2 weeks
2 weeks.
down the mountains.
Alright. So they're pretty far away.
They can only do about, so that'd be about 24 miles down the mountains.
Mm.
Interesting.
About 2 miles a day.
2 miles a day. Oh yeah, because they got women and children.
Yeah.
Slow goings.
So 2 weeks, so that'd be 14.
Yeah.
About that. About 2 miles a day. Some days less, some days more.
So yeah, it's going about 28 miles.
And there's been no path.
That also explains it.
There was no path. There probably is a
No,
clear
there
path
is still
now.
no path.
They
They don't like leaving
it's
paths.
the reason why
Ah.
it's the reason why they're going 2 miles a day.
Because they're making sure they're not leaving a trail.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
They're leaving campfires, but they're not making it easy for someone to follow them.
Yeah.
mm,
Last thing they want to do is say, follow the road.
Yeah.
To follow all these footprints of.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll. How long are we going to stick with these orcs? Is the next question. While we scout out. Well, if the giants are 2 weeks away, that really
You could
no
reach it in less than a day in flight.
in flight.
Mm-hmm. It's one day as the crow flies.
Yeah, but that's us flying. I don't think any of us can do it.
It's like when no
No.
one's a druid and goes, I turn into a bird and I fly away.
No, we don't. And yeah, unfortunately, we don't.
Where's the cleric?
Yep, that's not her specialty.
We'll just throw the cleric in the air. Close enough.
throw them in the air.
The XP just looks at you with that look of,
Yum.
He will know about this later. You.
XP always seems to eye you rather warily. It doesn't trust you. And it looks at your horse while you're looking at it.
No.
Yeah, because it's always
You'll
your.
become Thanksgiving dinner.
Because it's always your
So
fault.
it'll take us about half a week or a week maybe.
That's
for us
coming.
To get up there. and
That
scout
is
out
that
the
is
place.
tonight.
Because they
I
had
will cook you.
women and children and stuff with them.
Oh,
We
I
don't
think it'd be
have,
a lot
yeah.
quicker. The only problem is you don't want to be stuck out there at night.
Yeah.
I will cook
No,
you
but also
and feed you to the thousands of baby
at the
hawks.
same time, we have an advantage of not being seen at night.
We do. These things hunt at night.
Mm.
Yeah, so we
They
can assume
smell at night.
Well, we can assume they have either some kind of smelling or some kind of vision.
Yep.
You do know that trolls have scent and dark vision. So trolls
Bad idea.
have no problems outdoors because most, if say the moon's up and the stars are out, it's dim light area,
How
so they can
far-
see perfectly fine
How far is
as
it
if
back?
it's daylight.
How far is it back to the Khan?
Back to the Khan is, if you're pushing it, probably about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's quite a distance.
Shit.
You're about as far away from them as you can be, unless he decided to invade Galandri, the man wizards.
Yeah.
So if we assume that they have dark vision and good smell, that's why they attack at night. Which means I'm assuming they sleep during the day?
They like to stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
Yes, but then you've also got the frost giants and the stone giants.
Yes. But
And the local wildlife.
Can I send message via
But we
God?
have to take our pick. Which
To
is
Khan?
more...
You can try.
Let's try that.
There's 2,000 trolls and there's 10,000 frost giants. If we get caught by one force, it's probably better to choose the lesser.
You might be able to parlay with the frost giants. You won't
I
be able to parlay
understand
with the trolls.
But it's 2 weeks up treacherous terrain.
About a week.
2
Because
weeks.
it took them 2 weeks with women and children and covering their tracks. If we go as fast as possible, it'll take us about half a week to a week.
Yeah, but they're also coming towards us. So.
You do know you can't take horses or mounts up the mountains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. It's treacherous terrain. We're hiking.
Yeah, you need your goat.
These guys have lived their entire lives on mountainsides.
Right. Yeah.
So literally they're the mountain men of orcs.
Yep.
So if anything, they've been moving at breakneck speed.
Yeah.
And they probably know
We-
they can do parkour pretty well.
Yeah.
We'd struggle to probably get there in 4.
Fair enough.
If you can get up there.
Yeah.
Because they can look at
Okay,
a sheer
well-
wall and go, I can do that.
I reckon our priority is take them on their words.
Oh, we'll have to use
Basically,
grappling hook and rope.
take them on their words in terms of numbers, and just know that there's more than what they've said, because they are gathering.
Okay. And
And our main priority is making sure they have a safe passage north.
yeah, so I guess
Okay,
they will...
so while you're talking, the largest of their people so far walks up. He's about 9 feet tall.
Holy shit!
I point to him and I'm saying,
That's
"Do you
ogre
think you're
size.
the main man.
And a rather feminine voice comes back.
Woman!
Goes, so, you're the representative of the Khan?
Me?
So you represent the Khan?
Yes.
And he's going, blah, 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 blah. He's saying in Orcish.
Okay,
Oh.
I will translate.
Yes.
Princess, main woman.
Okay.
Name, please.
And it gives you a name that roughly translates to listen or die. Literal translation.
Princess, listen or die.
Okay.
Name, not instruction.
I take it as an instruction.
Okay, that's fine.
I take it as a name because...
And the amusing thing is, we were discussing how tongues works. It's the literal translation, not the exact translation. And that is what her name means.
Listen or die.
Well, hey, if you're going to be a chief, why not would you say something like that?
Yeah.
She appears to be one of the chieftains.
Never would have guessed that, but that's just my shitty sense of humour. But anyway.
Okay, so she says that the giants have been activating all their shrines. They have claimed the mountain and are basically telling everyone to stay out.
Knowledge into these shrines? What would that be?
Religion.
Religion?
Give me a knowledge religion.
Oh no, I can't, never mind.
So all the giants are activating their
14.
shrines.
14. You're not quite sure what she means by shrines?
Do I still
Oh, I
have...
could do a knowledge religion. roll. I've got
Do
3.
you ask?
Yes.
Okay. She tells you that their shrines connect them all over the world. They can step through from shrine to shrine.
Oh.
This is global domination. This is
And
not-
how do you destroy these shrines to stop that?
They had.
Very.
The crown had destroyed all the shrines.
How? Wait. So they had.
But
How were
redoing?
they reactivated then? How were they rebuilt?
The dragons built the crown, which the storm giants held.
So when the storm giants fell, the shrines activated.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
What caused the storm giants to fall?
Ask a storm giant, if any still live.
We need to go find storm giant. Which means that we're going up towards the mountain.
Storm giants don't live in the mountains.
Where did they live?
Where are the storm giants?
No one knows where they live. They have always been hidden.
Ah.
Dragons might know.
Oh, we got to find our dragon friends.
The dragons and the giants used to war.
Ah, so it'd be good to have dragons on our side.
Damn it, if only we kept the dragon that helped us out of the mountain. That's probably long gone by now. We better go find a dragon.
Dragons live to the north, we head north.
Ah, they've got.
We will follow them north then.
I guess we'll just have to escort them north.
Yep.
Hey, if this is the...
You have a feeling that
If we have to throw my goddamn stone at a shrine to deactivate it, my god, I'm going to be so annoyed at you.
you gather from her words that the destination is probably about 3 to 4 months to the north.
3 to 4
I
months.
think I
At
have
their
learned
speed.
my lesson
At
in
their
terms
speed.
of
And they're pretty
touching
quick.
Shrines.
We're going to go on a long
They're
adventure.
basically about to pass through the Haldanic region, who are the war clerics who hate the Ethengarians.
Which just happened to be.
Everyone.
No, I'm not.
Well, I'm fire genasi, so that's not me. Princess?
Wait, so they're
Alright.
they're trying to go through the war priest lands. Is that correct?
I don't think the war priests are going
Are they going to
I
try and attack the orcs?
asked
or are
to
they
the
going
chieftess,
to. Not if they move as a big.
is there any way we can scribe a message to the Khan and send it as quick as possible? Do you have any animals to do so?
They might have their own message runners. And these guys are mountain orcs. If anyone's got stamina, it's
Yeah, but they don't. They're not familiar with the plains.
The
Yeah.
plainsmen would be more stamina.
Yeah, plainsmen would be more long term. These guys are quick at going through difficult terrain and mountains.
Oh,
Take them
okay.
off the mountains, and
They're
the
slow.
plains are difficult terrain for them.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
So they're going to be slow. They're going to be struggling once they get out of the mountains.
Mm,
itself.
Do you have any message birds or?
No,
No,
all
that-
their they lost all their tools and gear during the assault.
Okay.
Interrupt for a moment.
You're allowed to interrupt.
I
something
think
like
we
that.
basically
Cookies
will
with
have.
smiley faces.
I've only got 3 of them, but they can be cut in half. Unfortunately, they're not
I
vegan.
don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm fine.
They didn't have gluten-free or vegan. So.
Yeah. That's okay.
But would anyone like a cookie? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah?
I would like
Like
half a
coffee?
cookie, please.
You'd like half a cookie?
I'm fine, thanks.
You're fine? Would you? Yeah,
Okay.
you're all good.
I might stick a cookie then.
There's a cookie there, and I'll cut
Send a
one in
picture
half
to
and-
M and saying missing you.
Yeah, send a picture to M. I'll say
It's
one.
an emoji cookie.
Yes.
Just send the picture saying this is what we use for your character.
How would you like your smiley face cookie cut, Paul?
Two Face.
Between the eyes?
Maliciously.
That sounds perfect for Paul.
So I think we'll basically have to do the logical one is just ride back, tell the car what's going on, and then
But that's 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
She's amongst the oldest of the chieftains remaining.
If we travel with these orcs,
which is going to be 3 months before they get their destination. They're going to be going north.
But
We'll
which is-
end up having to be going north to find a.
But which is our destination too, because we're going to find these dragons and figure out what the hell's happening.
Yeah, but the thing is, we'll end up catching up to them.
They're not looking for the dragons. They're
Them
looking for
Yeah.
a mountain range they can settle
Yeah,
Yeah.
without giants.
yeah.
So-
So we actually probably would have to go
Right?
further.
What do you say?
We just want to make sure that they know where a safe route is, so that we can. Then, if we need to, well, we'll be reporting back to the Khan anyway, preferably via some kind of messenger or something. But I think at this point, helping guide them through.
I
these-
think so too. We need to help guide
The
them.
fact of the matter is, you guys are more familiar with the plains than me, like a dwarf is,
Mhm.
or some of us.
Kick him in the shins.
Guiding them through
Clang.
this terrain they're unaware of will be helpful to them.
Yeah. I agree.
Did you go for pain or just a swift kick?
And
Swift
if,
kick.
if we're lucky along the way,
With
we
more of a
might
clang than
find
an actual
some
thing.
wild, I don't know,
Probably for damage beyond
wild
his knees.
horses we might be able to tame or
Would
something,
have hamstrung him.
or animals.
At this stage, the giants is the main threat to our world at this stage. To combat said giants and other to the world, we need to find a dragon, and we need to know what has happened to the storm giants. And we need to know how the hell this whole thing will reverse itself.
In the
So-
end, the giants shall attack the necromancer, and
The
there
fact
will
of the
be.
matter is, if they have access to these portal things, from
Oh.
what we're being told, there's nothing we can actually do right now to stop them.
Yeah.
And if the dragons know how these things work, they're probably going to know how to shut these things down.
Yeah.
So I reckon we travel with these guys for the time being at least a week.
I agree.
And these war priests, if they want to attack a group of 10,000, that's up to them.
You know, you've probably heard a lot about the war priests. The war priests are considered crazy, obnoxious, jihadi sort of people. That's how they're described by the Ethengarians.
Then a bunch
The
of rejoice.
Ethengarians describe, the Haldenic people describe the Ethengarians exactly the same way. They think of each other as as the terrorists to their society, and must be killed at all costs. So that's why they make no distinction between women, children, and fighting people, and even a person putting their hands up will be killed by the opposite side.
Yeah.
So you can't surrender. And the big thing you do know about the people to the north is they are a society at war always. They never stop being at war.
Well, they can help us with the giants.
And they have flying machines.
Those magnificent men and their flying machines.
But not as good as the gnomes ones.
Their ones make no noise. Unless they wanted to.
So technically better.
They might actually help us too.
Maybe.
Well, they won't help her.
No, I know they won't help her.
They won't
She
help.
actually resembles them.
Okay.
They have the same ancestry.
Okay. They won't help him.
I still think if we're part of this large entourage, we have a higher chance than just us walking up to them going, "Hi, excuse us, can we borrow your airplanes?"
Hey, that worked with the gnomes.
Yeah.
You didn't ask.
Well, in my mind, that's how it worked. I don't need that permission.
You left a note
I owe you.
on the plane.
Thanks for the lift.
I owe
It was
you.
good while it lasted.
Bink. I owe you one plane.
No, we're even because I lost my boat.
Okay, so you follow these guys for about a week through the edges of the steppes. Their biggest military force is at the rear, whereas they basically share the rest of them along the sides and the front,
That's fine.
because they are a big force moving through.
I guess then if we need to quickly communicate with someone, being at the front might be the best.
No, middle.
Middle? Okay.
And there's probably about 6 mile long groupings of them.
Yeah.
10,000 people take a lot to move.
Because your fronts are going to be your scouts.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay.
Your middle's going to be your more important people, I'm guessing.
And basically everyone seems to be just carrying basic necessities. No real wealth or food or supplies.
I don't blame them for being a migratory.
So you think a majority of their culture was left behind,
Oh yeah.
which is why they prize the strongest amongst them. And you
What
think
would
some
you
of them
grab, Wayne?
some of them were their law keepers. They basically protected it with the children.
Yeah, what would you grab when a massive natural disaster was heading your way?
Okay, so after a week of doing so, they start to leave the steppes.
Okay.
This is where you know, following them at this point, you're now heading into
Danger.
yeah.
We probably could leave them there okay now.
Do we
Yeah.
do we know the surrounding terrain enough that we know roughly what mountain range they'll be heading to, so we can leave them with some kind of instructions instead of
Well,
going
They
that way?
they do know this region better than you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty
they-
sure they'll be safe to their own.
Yes.
And they're heading to what's known as the Wormteeth Mountains,
Okay, cool.
which is said to be the home of the dragons.
Okay.
Oh, we need to go
We
there.
need to go there.
We need to.
Basically,
do.
it's probably one of the most it's one of the least populated areas of this whole continent, the Wormteeth Mountains. No one goes there.
Out. We need.
I know
to go.
one dragon that's probably gone there.
Yeah, but if you take dragons out, it's probably got a 0 population without dragons.
During this week that we've travelled, have we come across any kind of what's the word, not fauna, whatever the animals are?
You have come across many cows that have been slaughtered along the way.
Okay. Anything that can actually take messages, like horses or birds or
Yes, you've come across multiple horses and axe speed, a very intelligent horse with can do, another very intelligent horse.
Yeah, the problem is if you're trying to do a
You are the equivalent
Yeah.
of a messenger service for the Ethengarians. You are
Yeah.
amongst the fastest of their people, with the people you have here.
Yeah.
They are also some
What?
of the best messengers.
If we're trying to, if we were going to
but
send
not
a
all of
message-
us have our faithful steeds with us.
Camdo left them with the Khan. He was happy to use someone else's.
I don't want to send a horse just by itself.
Well, the horse won't go back by itself.
No.
No, one of us would have to go.
Horses will go back by themselves.
We can
not
send the
safely
cleric.
through these grasslands.
No.
That was why you wouldn't sit. You while it could get there, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That was
exactly.
what I was getting at. Not that they
Okay.
wouldn't do
Yeah.
it themselves.
Not that they wouldn't do it.
Quick,
yeah.
send the
Cool.
cleric back with the axe beak.
Why don't we ask the orcs how much longer they think, with their knowledge, it will take to get to the Dragonlands?
So they
They
said
said
3
3
months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
total?
that's why I stated
Right, okay.
we got a rough idea where they're going. We go back, tell the Khan, and then we meet up with them.
Okay. Well, we're at a
That was a week ago.
yes. Well, we've ensured their safety
So
through this.
this week of travel, you would have gotten here in about 2 days. They,
Oh,
Because they're
right.
going slow.
Yeah, gotcha. Sorry. Yep.
they go slower than you in the.
Because
Okay.
they've got
So
10,000.
we've basically helped them with 2 days worth of time, hopefully ahead of these. Not ogres. Giants. Hopefully that'll give them 2 days headway.
So we're actually getting harassed by giants, or
No, the giants have left you alone. You have done what they've asked. You've
it's
left
just
their mountains.
it's just the trolls that are.
The
Yeah.
trolls also got kicked out of the mountains.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's
they were very unhappy, but now they've got an entire plains of horsemen to deal with.
Yeah.
okay. We're going to the horsemen. We need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
warn them about the
That's-
bloody
that's
The
trolls.
trolls, exactly. That's why
That's
we're
why
going
I'm saying
back.
now that
Yeah,
we've been a week,
their protectors
now's
have
the
been
time to make
moved,
the decision.
basically.
Yeah.
So
to either head back or head to the dragons.
we're heading back. We're
Okay.
going to head back, and we're going to warn the horsemen, and we're going to try and get to the Khan as fast as possible.
Okay, so you spend many days traveling.
And any goblins we run into again.
Well, the goblins have a reason to work with you.
Yeah, but I also warn them about the trolls because they were not aware of the trolls.
And last thing you saw of the orcs heading out is the heretic clerics of the north seems to be letting them pass unopposed.
Oh, good.
That's fine.
It's probably one of the first time you've actually agreed on anything with them. And it feels so wrong.
It does. Oh, it does.
What? They didn't want to start a
It
war.
feels disgusting, but
Well,
It would have been one-sided, but they didn't want to start a war.
you're not sure who'd win. That would be the honest thing. You're not sure who'd win between them and the
What-
orcs.
Well,
what
the
I'd
orcs
like-
have the advantage of up personal, though they've got the advantage of being out of range.
what I'd like to think is us and the heretics are having a stare down, and the orcs are going, just sidestepping their way through. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Not a
Excuse
part of
me,
this.
coming through.
But hey, when a guy's when you got a group of orcs walking through who are as tall as these guys on horseback, where's we going?
Bad idea.
And they are the Shining Knight style people. So almost like the St. George versus the Dragon. Is that the guy who would attack Windmill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote. So that they have a very similar style to Don Quixote.
Yep.
Spaniards.
And pretty much attack anything at it with an insult, as far as you're concerned. And they love stealing your people's horses to use as mounts that they treat poorly. So that's why they come south, to steal the horses, not buy them. And that's why you guys go north, to liberate the horses, not punish the people who stole them.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't really follow those two ideals, but...
At least that's what it's like on paper.
Yeah, that's sort of why when you both agree to let these guys pass, it just feels so wrong to both of you.
Yeah.
And then you, after 3 weeks travel, you arrive at the army of the Khan. Normally he would be in one of his seasonal campsites, but he's been bringing forth the hordes to deal with the trolls. And he pretty much has nearly all of the different Khanates up and ready to fight. We've not seen this amount of horsemen before.
How many are we amassed?
You're thinking he's probably amassed about 5,000 horsemen.
Any foot troops?
Plus, well, they don't consider anyone that's not a horseman to be a troop.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They don't actually have non-horseman troops. It's just people waiting for a horse.
Okay.
And considering they have more horse than people in their soldiers, the horses that aren't being used as troops are used to help get everyone else around.
Right.
So while you've got the 5,000 men coming, men and women, because they don't really discriminate in most of the Khans, only a couple of them are discriminatory, you do have the rest of the tribe is following behind.
No.
They don't leave their people unprotected. They're pretty much abandoning the whole western side of the plains to stop the trolls.
Okay.
Hmm.
This escalated quickly.
Oh, it is war level standing.
Mm-hmm.
And you are greeted by a couple of generals of your tribe. You've never seen this amount of gathering of the Khans before. It's never happened in your lifetime.
So they know something's up.
Well,
They're marching on the trolls.
5,000 strong.
5,000
With tribes in tow.
5,000 armed horsemen, followed by the rest of the people.
Okay.
A standard grouping of them is about 150, and that's basically considered a large force.
Wow. Okay, cool. So
You know there's absolutely no one anywhere else to the west of you. To the east of you. And most of the people from the west are slowly coming in and joining the forces.
all of hell is about to break loose.
And they basically brought in all women, children, elderly, everyone's following behind. There's
All.
the entirety of the Khans is up and followed the army. That's what I mean, you've never seen this amount of people moving before.
Shall
It'll
we-
be total Khan-mageddon.
Would be.
No, it'll be total carnage. There you go.
Yeah, carnage.
Shall we give a report?
Yes.
the giants have now their own kingdom.
So, finding the Khan, talking to the Khan.
You can quite easily see him. He has probably the biggest pennant behind him, and he's gleaming in armor, and all his wives and children
Yeah.
in shining armor in his wake. So they're amongst the most feared of the warriors.
That's
So we've
But
got
that's
basically,
understandable.
as far as a Khan's concerned, he's probably considered one of the best swordsmen in the lands, but the best warriors are his wives. No one stands up to them. So they get standing by marrying him.
Yeah. So, I explained to the Khan that.
Or did you want the princess to do
Well, the
that?
princess can explain to the Khan.
So yes, he sees his daughter and says, "So, daughter of my fifth."
So,
So he says, "Daughter of my fifth." Apparently, you're not paying attention yet again.
Yeah, normal.
Not a surprise. Really not.
So, how did your 1 month vacation go that you went on 3 years ago?
Oh!
It's a good thing to be royalty.
My 1 month vacation. You
That you
said.
took 3 years ago.
Okay.
Enlightening.
Yeah, it was it was okay. I think we need a bit longer.
I
It was-
lost track of time.
It was dark. It was dark. It was very dark. And there may have been some undead involved.
Oh no, she'd left her horses with the Khan before going off on her break.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the break period, was it?
Yeah, they had a 3 year period.
Yeah,
break.
there was a lot of alcohol.
A lot of alcohol, a lot
Yeah.
of pillaging, a lot more alcohol, and a bit more pillaging.
He did get some of your gifts.
Oh, good.
so
He mounted them on the spears outside
Oh,
the
for
tent.
God's sakes.
Oh, okay. Not quite sure if I know what he's talking about, but
Seven
I just
heads.
nod in
Yeah, I was about to say 7 heads is
Yeah.
probably
I'm
what.
talking Camdo and Vikings.
Yeah.
You thought they were appropriate.
Yeah.
As soon as you said pikes, I'm like, I know what's on them. And I know where they've come from. I'm noting this down.
Yes.
He just thinks that you've got many new talents to show his wives,
Yep.
which can then spread it amongst those who need to know.
Yep. Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "Well, you have learned from my daughter well. Your disrespect is obvious." Maybe that's not a good thing.
No. Many things haven't been good since we've been away.
Well, look, we have an army. We have a foe. They shall fall in battle.
Can we explain that 10,000 orcs have already died?
We have a whole.
No. You explained that foe also has another foe behind them.
We have no quarrel with those in the mountains. We just want to stop them from invading our plains.
Yeah. It's just the trolls.
Okay, in that case, you've only got about 2,000.
We have 5,000 strong.
Okay.
We shall send the idiots first.
So we've got another mission.
No,
I'm guessing
no,
that's
no,
the princess.
no,
I guess that's us.
Yep, no, step back.
I point to all of us.
He turns to his general and says, "Who amongst you needs the most experience?" They all sort of look at each other.
Hand down. Idiot.
That they all look at Tidris and goes,
Of course they do.
he had his hand up. He can go first.
I was going to ask a question, no, but
You volunteered, thanks.
The card just looks at them and goes, "He is not a general. That doesn't count."
God.
So, little dwarf, you seem to have grown and changed a little bit at the same time.
yes, my beard is nice and full now.
Actually looks a little less thinner than it was the last I saw it.
Oh, is it? That's
You're
a shame.
balding.
Perhaps I'm not quite as.
Not quite the dwarf you were.
No,
Yeah,
you had
I've
less hair
changed.
because you got burnt.
No.
That's a side issue.
No.
I may have changed to different race due to deities involved. It was
You know, an average Saturday afternoon.
I learn new things.
You know, just
So
the
did
average,
I.
you know, raising
Yeah,
necromancy, getting punished for it every Wednesday.
So, are you the one we have to thank for the undead army to the south?
That
Yes.
was
Yes.
my mother.
No, that's possibly you.
Maybe.
So, you'll solve that problem for us later, I see.
That's the hope.
Do you have a time frame?
How many
So-
years does a dwarf have?
Saturday
Not
in 2
enough.
years.
Good answer.
Just say Christmas in 2 years.
Alive or undead?
Doesn't matter, as long as the problem's solved.
What are you implying?
Well, you said your mother was undead. So.
Yeah,
Go
he's
join
asked
your
me how
mother.
long does he want. Are you assuming I'm going to keep that at this even after I die?
Yes.
With what, your necromancy?
No.
Whose necromancy?
And quickly shuts the book and puts it away.
Yeah, should we really be telling the Khan this?
No. I thought you'd been put down under a geese. You also.
I'm just going to lean in and kind of go, what's a good time frame?
Good time frame is when we deal with the main problem first.
But we have to promise him something. Maybe this first thing after? Or this first holiday then thing after?
Holiday.
Holiday thing, is that like the Star Wars holiday special?
Exactly.
Yeah, a bad idea,
Yeah.
apparently.
Oh, they actually want to do another Star Wars holiday special,
Bad idea.
but properly.
Oh, there is hints that the original one will make it onto Disney Plus.
Oh, yay.
Because
Woohoo.
that they have rights to all of Star
Yeah.
Wars.
It's all right. You just
So-
play the first 20 minutes. Fast forward the first 20 minutes. Just get to the cartoon
Oh no,
part.
they might actually have subtitles for the Wookiee.
Oh, they will.
That,
Okay.
that would be interesting if they actually did that, because then people will go, "Oh, that's what they were talking about." Instead of
And the pervert grandpa Wookiee.
why is that? 'Cause he has no pants.
No, he was also watching. What was it? Some dancer.
How far away are the mountain dwarfs from the dragon?
Not far enough.
Okay. Because
That's their standard response.
we need to go to the mountain dwarfs in order to fix the undead problem.
Yep.
They're also to the south,
Yep.
but they're the southeast, whereas the undead are the
Southwest.
Yeah, being able to use those dragon portal things would be very useful right now.
No.
Well,
He says he doesn't recommend using one of the giant's portals.
I assume because they're using them currently.
No, a non-giant uses it, doesn't come out the other end.
So we shouldn't worry about the giant invasion?
Oh, giant invasion bad, but don't use one of their portals.
What happens if they use it?
No, he's saying that the giants can go through it. Anyone else but a giant will just get lost.
Oh,
So-
They won't come out on the other
so
side.
it's attuned to them.
Yeah.
So, what
It
happens if
is
you're actually...
both blessed and cursed by their gods.
Oh,
Right.
So you can't really use a giant as a skin and go through,
Yeah.
aka Terminator.
Just stack two of us on top.
Well
of each
then,
other.
I guess
Trench coat.
in terms of time frame, we will
I'm a
assist
giant coming through.
with the troll invasion and fight them.
We'll fight them in the long grass.
They shall use the power of Chewback to make them disappear.
What rap?
2-pack.
I thought I heard, but there you go.
Chewback, not Chewpack. It's not no. And we're gonna hit him.
Drive-by shooting.
Well, if you can have arrows, you can.
We're gonna fill them full of hot lead.
Light wars is coming from the flank. Crossbows tilted sideways.
Just get Chinese chico news, you know.
They're called bows.
That they are the drive-by shooters of the city. That is their specialty, shooting while moving.
Yep. Horse archers.
Light cavalry archers instead of heavy cavalry archers, so everything's light cavalry with them.
Yeah.
They all move fast.
Can we work on the undead problem after we fix the troll problem?
Sure. So you shall solve the undead problem when the troll problem is solved.
That's the aim.
Can you aim very well?
No.
Or
No.
poorly? So you can't you aim poorly.
I aim poorly, but I can give you a rough time frame.
Okay, so what's the rough time frame?
5 years.
5 years? If it's not solved in 5 years, we shall have sterner words. Actually, you'll have sterner words with my third wife.
Whips and chains.
What's wrong with the second?
Whips and chains.
Well, the third wife may leave you alive after the conversation. The second wife won't.
Get your whips for the gnomes.
Oh, right.
Get your
Yes.
whips for the
Okay.
gnome.
One will quarter you, the other one will just flay you.
Right, I see.
Get your whips for the dwarf.
And if the seventh wife is involved, then you'll never talk again.
Get your whips for the dwarf.
I
Get your whips for the dwarf.
respectfully am thankful for your choice of
Wrong campaign.
punishment via
That's
wife.
the other week.
Get your
He
chains for
just
the dwarf.
has that weary smile.
Chains for the dwarf.
You have a feeling he didn't get to choose his partners? Arranged marriage and all that sort of thing?
Yep.
I think he did have a choice. He
Is
just
there
chose all
anything
of
we
them.
can do in order to help prepare the Legion or whatever we collective
Sure.
term is?
He looks amongst his men and just points. Okay, talk to him. He's now in charge of the assault. The guy just turns pale.
Oh, one of the generals.
Yep.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
LOL. That's funny.
Now this has become Attack on Titan.
Oh shit.
I'll just give the guy who just got pointed at one of the generals just a
Oh no.
He just says, okay, you lot come with me, and he starts heading you off to one of the tents.
Okay.
But,
They're now setting up, because the Khan stopped, they're setting up tents.
Oh no.
Hey, at least not freaking oiling themselves up.
Is that a suggestion of how we do this?
No, no sir. No,
So
sir.
we oil people up, we send them against the trolls and set them alight?
No, that's a bit suicidal, sir.
Well, I was going to ask, were you volunteering?
Brand
No,
Wood's
it's just
about to go.
a very crude tactic I've heard from some tribe elsewhere. But I wouldn't suggest it.
So that's the fires.
where's the development section?
The development section.
Yeah, they're developing bread.
Yeah, I think it was south, wasn't it? So I think it's in the way. Yeah.
Hopefully they can keep it away. But
Unfortunately, because of the mass fire, there's a new one that's lit up just south of it. Because of all the Ember attack.
that's what happened with the fires that came through Canberra back in 2003, I think
Yeah,
it was.
2003.
They were just so strong and so big, and the wind was so strong that the embers just were going
Everywhere.
everywhere.
They were
Well, the thing is, this thing is moving quickly, and it's just moving west. It's just the whole wind system. The wind's currently blowing at
Yeah, well, the fire makes its own weather system.
It does, yeah.
Especially with the mountains.
They
Yeah,
may
well,
be
You can see
okay.
it was developing a storm head cloud
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah.
It was
That's that.
developing an amber cloud above it,
Mm.
which is terrifying.
Yes.
Especially in the summer season.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because there's currently no wind here, but that system's like just going to push.
But it makes its own wind. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
That's what I'm saying. The fire's still going to push itself.
Yeah.
If there's any dry scrub, it's just going to go there.
Yeah. And it's all dry scrub.
Yeah, it is all fucking
Drought.
dry scrub.
Okay, so yes, you get to sit down with the general and start making plans. How do you recommend he take out a 1,000 to 2,000 trolls?
Yep.
At
Head
With
range.
people with archers.
Head
Preferably
on.
at range.
Head on is a bad idea.
They don't recommend head on themselves.
Good.
And they didn't like your idea of oiling people up and sending them in as
No. Wait, who said that?
Build massive fire breaks in
It
the
was an
grasslands.
accidental
Draw the
suggestion.
How
trolls
about
into
I
the long
how about I oil
grass.
you up and actually light you on
Set the
fire and you
grass
can go
on
in
fire
and human
around
torch.
Yeah.
Dwarven torch.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That'll scare
Build
the trolls
fire
away.
breaks
Yes, it will.
out in the grassland. Draw the trolls into the long grass. Set that grass on fire. Fire breaks will help protect the grasslands, and where the trolls are will just burn along with them.
Are you willing to go to the Khan and give him that idea?
I'll suggest it to this group.
Mainly because he doesn't really want to be the next ornament for the Khan if he doesn't like the idea.
Yeah.
Discuss it with them whether they think it's a good idea.
In terms of
It's only a battlefield we're burning, not the entire grassland.
Grasslands.
provided
You do know from a cultural thing that burning any of the grassland is seen as a bad cultural thing, even if they have to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's never
bad.
the first choice.
I shall call
Yeah.
you
But-
leader.
But if they think this has the most chance of protecting the people, they will be doing it. They just won't be happy doing it.
Hmm.
So think of it from that perspective.
Have the
of
trolls actually been
the
attacking
grassland
on en
is their
masse?
life.
This is a last-ditch effort. It's firebreak around the battlefield, burn the battlefield.
Because last time they had to do something like that, it never grew back.
Oh,
Some
isn't that
people
that?
with the amount who died there also poisoned the ground.
Right, okay.
Which is that area that we've been past.
That
Yeah.
was something different.
Okay, so there's another desert area that we've.
Near the Broken Lands, south of Glantry. So where Glantry and Rockholm meet, there's a gap, and that gap there is the Broken Lands, where the biggest humanoid nation in the world resides. So currently ruled by a orc chieftain. Not like the other ones. He's pretty much the kill everyone sort of chieftain, and he doesn't negotiate.
Thing is, to deal with we already know we need fire to deal with trolls. So to deal with trolls, we're going to have to use fire.
Is there actually a marsh area?
Right here, there are some water, but not a huge amount of water.
So yeah, no matter what we do, there is going to be fire. And if we can do it controlled and pre-plan it for being controlled, that's better than just having it spring up accidentally.
is that a general knowledge thing that we know that trolls
Well, I asked Martin if we knew
Oh,
that
okay.
fire was needed to deal with
It's
trolls.
it's the also you got that from the orcs as well that they were using it to control it.
Yep.
But they were afraid of setting the plains alight
Yeah.
because fire is very hard to control.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are at it, you always have to keep on it.
And that was my worry. If you surround the trolls, set the whole battlefield alight, you've got fire breaks, but they're just going to run
Top line
through them and
fire
into the rest of the land and set it all on fire.
That's not going to be
They're
an
on
option to
fire.
do that.
The other difficulty you have is digging the
Yeah, 'cause isn't it
trenches.
heading towards them?
Yeah, it's heading towards
The
yeah, close that
Ethengarians are
move.
not diggers.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, they moved to.
It's not what they do.
They'll probably move south.
And you'd be looking at doing something the equivalent of maybe a 20-mile long wall or ditch to encase the trolls if you want to not risk the people making the line.
Oh,
You don't have the
in a
time.
battlefield, draw the trolls into a battle in a predetermined spot. That spot is set to burn. We fire break around it. Those trolls in a concentrated area, you're not looking at like 20-mile stretch. You're looking at a battlefield, a couple hundred meters, maybe 300
Yeah,
meters.
but I don't think you're going to get all of them because I don't think they.
We probably don't. we
I
don't
don't
need
think
to
they're
get
running
all of
as coherent.
We don't need to get all of them. We're not here for genocide. We're here to stop their encroachment in an army. And if you get rid of enough of them, they're not going to be able to keep coming.
But are they actually as an army, or are they just disorganized?
You've never checked. Trolls have never registered on your interest.
They don't usually come past this way anyway. I assume.
No, they normally go the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
They're normally on the other side of the mountain.
Well, they're probably out of their element here. We've got the advantage on the plains.
But they are great ambush predators.
The other thing is,
But aren't they
the
big?
trolls have been displaced
They are
too,
big,
haven't they?
but they can
Yeah.
move stealthily and under the grass level.
Okay.
Here's the thing: the trolls are displaced. They are running from the giant battle as well.
Yeah.
This might be an opportunity for a negotiation.
Yeah, but I don't
If
think
the trolls,
I
if we
don't
can
think
convince
the
trolls
Khan.
not to attack our or come to our nation, but go around.
The general
Will
looks at you and
the-
says, "If you convince the trolls not to attack, I will give you a medal myself."
Ooh, free medal.
All
With
right,
the ominous warning of the light going red.
all right. Who set the grasslands on fire?
Oops. No, I won't do that.
Ow.
And one of the things he does say is, just thank Tupac that it wasn't the fire giants who took the mountains.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation now.
yeah.
They tend to burn everything.
Yeah, but the thing is, all the giants are conversing.
We've seen or heard no rumor of fire giants in these mountains.
No, but the hill giants are. So if the hill giants are conversing,
But hill giants are the other side of Morocco.
yeah. But if the gates actually do what they sound like they're doing, it's not going to make any difference.
It depends on where they go. He's not heard of how the gates work. The Khan has. He doesn't believe in such mumbo jumbo magic. He's more shoot first, ask questions later.
So if we assume these trolls have been displaced from the mountains onto the plains, that means they may not necessarily be trolls of 2,000 troop strong. They could be 500 military and 1.5k family.
The trolls are a predatory species, so and we're prey species for the trolls.
But surely
It's out of character knowledge, so
there must be juveniles though.
there would be, yeah.
So what if
The general tells you he has fought a juvenile troll before, and they are lethal at about 6 months.
Yeah.
They don't even have to be able to speak. They see moving animals as something to kill and eat. Doesn't matter if it's talking to them or not.
the thing is, if we theoretically approach them with about 2,000 troops from the front, and then make this negotiation happen, and have about the rest of the troops, like 3,000, on the side, waiting to run down behind these, in between the mountain range and the plains, to catch them in a bit of a crossfire.
Do trolls have a social structure? Or are they completely solitary?
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were more like pack mentality.
8.
8. Your character's not sure. Hasn't read that much into trolls. It's not something that you deal with very often.
Yeah.
But you do ask the question.
Yeah.
What is it, history?
And the general doesn't know either. It's intelligence check.
Intelligence is, that's a 19. No, that's a 20. Non-natural.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I thought they were more pack mentality.
you know them as pack mentality.
Yeah.
They will travel as pretty much a war group.
Right.
And will quite easily assault people even using fire on them. It depends on how hungry they are.
Oh, okay.
So that they are led by desire, not intellect. And so if you want to keep them at bay with fire, you've got to have the fire going before they reach you.
Yeah.
Because once they engage with you, they're already at the I'm gonna eat you phase.
So, true monsters.
They have enough intellect to use equipment. The smartest amongst them may use magic, but it's very primitive.
I'll share this information with the party.
We fight them with bananas.
On the beaches.
On the beaches.
They will thank you with the bananas as they eat them.
If we're going to fight them with bananas, we've got to fight them on the peaches.
They could just be hungry. We could feed them bananas.
And you just stick a pineapple there and see at the confusion.
Pineapple.
Spiky.
So it sounds like if we do make any deals, it's only going to be on a group-to-group basis. So we're not going to be able to divert all of them.
And you have to be lucky enough to get an intelligent troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even the chieftains are guaranteed to be intelligent.
Yeah.
Because might makes right in their culture.
Yeah.
Well, basically, kill the chieftains and you can rule the rest of them.
They're also used to not dying when taken down.
Yeah.
So they have a very strong regeneration that severing even the head is not guaranteed to kill them.
That's why fire is useful and slows down the regeneration.
Well,
Or acid.
stops it.
They say the forest ones are not affected by acid.
I thought these were mountain trolls.
No, these are for the forest trolls from the other side of the mountains.
They were displaced, like the orcs.
Don't they
So
have
we
the
just gotta
chameleon
convince them to
thing
go
as well?
around, but
Yep. They can hide and change their appearance to that of their surroundings.
Right. They got little mouths and have fire bolts of light from their shoulders.
No, not that good. They still dislike fire, but they are the stealthiest of their people.
Seeing as they have pack mentality and they think with desire over intellect, wouldn't that necessarily mean we need to have something they desire in order to
Yeah, they're hungry.
negotiate?
They're hungry. You won't be able to negotiate with them.
You have known that orcs have been capable of taming trolls and using them as mounts and brute sport.
now here's the thing: trolls are pretty fearless. They don't fear death. What could displace troll? Cause them so much fear that they would run away.
Big giants beating the crap out of them.
They don't understand the concept of death or that. They'll
What
just
about,
come back. They get smashed to a pulp.
Okay,
They just come
what
back.
about big fire giants wanting to beat the crap out of
That
them?
would be about the only. That would be
It's
the
probably their boogeyman.
Fire giants are probably the only thing that they'd be really scared of.
What about isolation?
Isolation.
They're a pack mentality, so if you put the thought of isolation in their heads,
Well, that's an idea. we're a highly mobile culture. Just go around them. If they come into the plains, we just nowhere near them. They'll starve them out.
That's not going to work.
But they might last.
They're going to
longer
end up
than-
becoming like a locust. They just
Yeah. Eat everything.
But if there's nothing to eat, we get our herds and all that away.
But then they'll come after us. They're going to be roaming
But
looking
we're
for
faster
food.
on horses than
Yeah,
they are.
but they're going to be looking for
Yeah,
food. They're going to decimate anything they go through. They're trolls.
The only thing I can think of is basically just harassing them and whittling their numbers down.
Mm.
Okay.
So you'll need to make some type of acid because we can't
They're
use.
forest trolls. They're not.
Oh, that's
affected
right.
by acid. It's going to have to be
Be
fire.
fire. Okay, we have to make something that burns that doesn't burn grass.
I.
The only thing that do that would be a magical
So,
fire.
so you're suggesting they throw you at them?
No.
What?
Not just me.
What? You don't burn grass.
That's why I was suggesting the
The fire before.
fire traps, essentially. Because we don't need to dig a ditch. We just need to clear the grass enough that the fire's not easily going to spread, and then any spotting that occurs
But
rapidly
if,
put
if,
down.
if one of them gets on fire and runs into the other grass, then the whole lot will go up.
I'd count that as spotting.
Yeah, but seeing there's 2,000 of them, it's highly likely to happen.
But we're
Yeah,
not going to face 2,000 of them at once.
How do you know?
No, but
They're not a social thing. They're
Oh,
They're
okay.
also
You
not
might-
going to be.
you-
They're also not going to be 2,000 fighting either. Because if they're the same as the orcs, they've got their women and children.
yes, but the thing
No,
is,
no, no.
6-month-olds can fight.
yeah.
Yeah. There's still less of them. Even unlike there's some of them under 6 months.
Some, but we don't know how many.
Not many.
Like our general had trouble with a 6-year-old, a 6-month-old. So
And that's a general.
They don't actually have any lancers, do they?
They don't use them very often, but they do have a Lancer squadron.
Because you basically need to make sure that they're unable to move and just hit them with overwhelming force, and then
It's pretty much why they can't mobilize 5,000 warriors.
yeah.
The entirety of the plains just to deal with 2,000 threats. Even if he's
So-
taking them on bit by bit, he can throw overwhelming force.
I
at the
offer
wall.
the best we can possibly do. Is have our archers on both sides, hit them head on, and then have the archers shoot in.
The archers won't do much, just to harass them.
Okay, so
Drive them with them.
the general says our usual tactic in those cases are to draw them out piecemeal and just whittle them down as
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
chase them down.
which is what you
That's-
suggested.
Which is exactly what he was saying, but they would prefer not to use the fire unless they have to.
Have we got?
So if they come in great numbers, then we should lead them to a fire and set it off. But if they come in short numbers, then we can just pepper
Lead
them
them to
and
a
run
fire.
them down.
Or just send the fire running into them.
Trolls roasting on an open fire.
Don't try eating troll; it tastes terrible.
What's that smoking person coming towards us? Oh god!
It repeats on you. Oh, I had a troll finger. Hang on, I've got the whole arm now.
Well, in first edition, it used to be that whatever piece of the troll fell off, if it was put into the ground, it would grow a new troll. So
yeah, but
That's how they reproduce.
so trolls would just pull the finger off and stick it in the ground each night, grow a new finger and not think anything of it. And then every couple of days behind them, a troll would spawn out of where they stuck their finger. So they could quite easily take their entire lot of fingers off and break it into little bits and stick them all in different areas,
And they grow
and
a new
then
troll.
and then have an army of trolls spring up, like
Wow.
in 2D4 days, from that spot. Can you imagine how horrifying that would be?
Yeah.
That's why they got rid of that ability, because PCs abused it greatly.
Yeah, I bet.
I have a troll farm. I just slice this guy's hand off every now and then and bury it, and look, I've got all this new troll meat.
yeah, I'm just
Troll
farming
cage
trolls.
shields. No more than we can't handle.
If you're harassing trolls, does that mean you're trolling trolls?
Pretty much. Well, you're just a big troll. So, as you're discussing the tactics and working it out, you hear the screech of an eagle from above.
Oh,
You got a
Followed
message?
by about 20 more different screeches at different tones.
Wait.
Hey, we got visitors.
What was it, Griffin?
Someone just
Screech-
said spam.
A screech?
Yeah,
An
some
eagle.
sort of eagle from above, yeah.
Okay.
okay. So does that mean there's
Is it-
we've got messages, or they're actually attacking?
Is it one of the cons? Is it one of
Well, you get out of the tent and look up. Give
Yeah.
me a perception roll.
the Percepticon?
I'm bad at perception, but I'll give it a shot.
I am. Ooh.
15.
That would be
I'm a
a
Percepticon.
20. Non-natural.
No.
Natural
got-
20? 24.
I got 18.
That's 21 actually.
I saw clouds.
I got 17.
Okay, so as far as you're concerned, the sky is just full of things moving.
Clouds.
No clouds, things moving. You're just not picking it out. There are too many things to see.
Not sure if it's a cloud, it's a bit fuzzy.
So,
I think you
Who
need
knew
glasses.
and what did you get on
Who
your
knew
17.
clouds could
17?
flap?
Everyone else, you can see what look to be about 300-400 Griffin riders coming down in
Yup.
shining armor.
Oh.
Griffin riders, isn't it?
Pennants coming up behind them.
Yeah.
So it
Clouds.
look like medieval horsemen on griffins.
Griffins.
Clouds.
So do we recognise what? Does the Khan know who they are?
He seems to, the general knows who they are.
Oh, okay.
He says, looks like the Karamican male people are here. Why are they here? Why are there so many of them? He says.
Have come to help fight.
I'm guessing there's either come to help fight or there's trouble.
Or they're here to deliver lots of mail.
And you basically have one of them come and lands nearby. He's got scratch marks over half his face.
Okay. They've
Looking
been
as if
fighting
he's
something.
been in a very bad war. His griffin, it looks like it's been beaten up by something rather nasty.
Okay.
He's got feathers that are burned and charred, but they've been healed over. He looks rather nasty. He sort of squints at you with that look of, if you come near me, I'll eat you sort of look. Specifically the person who looks like he can set something alight.
Well, you're not getting my heels then. Sorry, just letting you know.
That's because you have to lay on hands, and you put
Just
and
cauterize the wound.
you burn your handprint in there.
And the knight gets off on the back of the griffin and says, in a Theatan tongue, anyone here able to speak Theatan?
Yep.
It's, okay, so we've been.
Well, Sir Knight, yes.
So I'm just one of the Griffin riders of Karamikos. We've been sent up here because we're trying to track down the source of where all the hill giants are coming from.
Yes.
We've been repelled from their claimed area, and if we can cut out any of their sources, and apparently there was some hills this side of the mountain range that some of them were coming from.
We explained to them that.
Well, we'll let the general explain because we don't. This is like out of character. We don't necessarily want someone knowing all the details of this. So we'll say yes.
Told you they're amassing.
We'll let our generals fill you in. They're more in terms of what the military is happening militarily. So take him to see the general.
Okay. He goes in. He's probably about 5 foot, 5.5 foot tall. Pretty tall for a human.
Yeah, it comes up to what? Just
Well,
under-
considering most of the locals are about 4 foot, he is fairly tall for a human, and he has a very Romanesque feel to the armor.
Yep.
But he talks with a accent not normal for a Theatan. So think a Roman speaking with a Transylvanian accent.
Yep.
A Roman speaking with a German
Well,
accent.
there was Romans that spoke with Transylvanian accents because the Roman Empire did extend into that area, and up in that area for quite a while actually.
So he goes in and ends up having brief words with the general when he finds out that the general doesn't speak.
I'll translate if needed.
So yeah, he ends up having a long conversation with him, and the general recommends he speak with the Khan as a representative.
Yeah. It's the usual run around to get it. It's expected.
So you end up having about an hour's conversation with the Khan,
Yeah.
finding out that from the Eagle Knights that, Griffin Knights, that the various tribes of giants are merging.
Merging.
Yeah. So all the frost giants are coming to a central location. All the hill giants.
Oh,
are coming to a central
okay.
I think it's a giant civil war.
Well, the storm giants have
that,
been.
that makes more sense. When you said all the giants are merging, I'm just like, so the frost
Well,
giants are being buddies with the stone
Oh,
giants.
The storm giants
they
got
are,
wiped.
They are talking. They're not fighting. They're talking, and they're coordinatedly pushing away everyone else, or wiping them out.
Fuck.
You only and they don't know why, and they have never been able to find out where they were. Except they had managed to get some intel that the hill giants they had taken had come from the steppes.
Have you seen them using any kind of objects?
Shrines.
No, one of them had one of the hill giants they had taken had he shows regalia from one of the warriors of Ethengar as a trophy.
Oh, okay, so they're taking trophies.
Which they may use on the shrines.
Or took it while he was passing through.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Giants tend to take trophies of the little people around them.
Hmm.
Well, that's when they're not eating them. So there is this.
If they're not eating them and taking them as trophies, that's
Well, they also believe that everyone should be working for them,
Uh-huh.
and the only people who had put them in their place were the dragons.
Yeah.
And that's a legend, not a fact. So everyone talks to the dragons as the peacekeepers of the world.
Well.
And yes, you've not actually you've seen the Griffin Riders before. They are the heads. They are the military arm of the Karamican Church. So while they consider the mailmen by most of the other people around the world, they basically do that as part of gathering information, negotiation, spreading, being diplomatic, and basically making sure that their duke's messages do not go missing. So they're more than happy to take other people's stuff while they're doing it.
Question is, will we have their aid in this?
I think we actually need to know where all these bloody shrines are.
That's going to be difficult because it's all in.
It's all up in the mountains.
Unless they could scout it, would that mean they?
They're
No.
gonna be losing numbers.
No, I think the only thing that does know are the dragons.
Yeah. So once.
And they do say that the dragons have been withdrawing from the world.
So we've got limited time to see the dragons.
They don't know where the dragons are.
Ah, crap. Well, we know where they roughly are. They're well to
Or
the
their
north.
last word.
Yeah, except, and don't think of suggesting a Griffin Rider goes up to the dragons because Griffins and dragons get along either.
Yes, they have not found a dragon for 6 months, they say. In 6 months since anyone sighted a dragon that they know of. All they've seen are dragonborn people, humanoid dragons walking around. And they'd only seen them like in 1s and 2s up until this year where they started moving around in coordinated groups.
So less dragons, more mini dragons.
Yeah.
So obviously whatever's going on is affecting the world in general.
Yeah.
If the dragons are being riled up, maybe.
Well, they're worried that the dragons are going to war.
Mm.
Dragons do not discriminate when they destroy. Whatever's annoyed them.
Which
They're worried.
is going to be the giants.
We hope.
Well, if the giants are pushing them away from the mountains, I think it'd be the giants.
No,
Hopefully
they
it's the
put,
giants.
giants are pushing them away from everything.
But we don't have
That
enough
they consider
information
their own.
to kind of go, well, we'll just leave them to it and sit here.
And they're also saying that as most of the dragons start to retreat, a lot of their old magics are starting to fail.
That's the reason why the stones are activating.
They don't know if there's any relation to it, but since the dragons have left their country, as far as they can tell, all the old magic they brought with them doesn't work anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So magic that has that they have used to protect against evil and other nations has stopped working.
Does that mean that that elf kingdom or whatever is probably having issues? Because they use a lot of dragons, don't they?
No, the elves don't use the dragons at all. The Theatans are known to ride dragons. They have their dragon knights. But they themselves are missing. None of their dragon riders have been seen in the last year.
What does your god say? Hey, it's you have to go for divine inspiration for something like this.
Probably do.
Roll for sunglasses.
Roll for sunglasses, yeah.
I want a response. That's not the response I wanted.
It's
It's
getting late,
what I'm
people.
expecting.
It's getting late.
Gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that Braidwood, is it?
Oh, gee.
View to Mount Ainsley.
Mount Ainsley?
Wow.
With a high things and that.
Wow.
And in fact, you can still see it from Mount Ainsley. It's amazing.
Well, it's on this side
Oh,
of
God,
Braidwood.
yeah.
It's on between Queanbeyan and Braidwood.
I'm going to probably see it on
So
the
that
is
Mount
that the opposite
Halloran?
side of Mount Ainsley?
It's at Mount Pallering. There was actually this
That was
morning.
taken from Mount
There was actually
Ainsley.
a fire on Mount Ainsley
That's
that they
the
had
Talaganda one.
put out.
Yeah, they've had a couple of spot fires. So.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Because the embers can go quite a distance.
Yeah. Holy
Red
fuck.
Hill.
Yeah. So you can really see it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm.
From Red Hill.
That's quite bad. Arietta
You know
still
what I
remembers
say?
what it was like in 2003 when the fires came through, so...
That's okay then.
I know. We were here. Our horses went through there.
I'm more worried about
Did
this.
they come
front
through
one.
okay?
Yeah.
Huh?
Did they come through okay?
My mare had a lung infection after the fires, and had to, give her
Yeah, I'm more worried about
antibiotics
the
and
stuff
all
that's
sorts
on
of things.
this side of the hills at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's understandable.
Mm.
You do what you can.
Yeah.
Just it's a shame they're far more fragile than we are.
Yeah.
It's amusing how hardy we are as a species, humans, compared to everything else.
Yes.
Pray to God that a dragon appears. Yeah, do it. We need a dragon.
Okay, give me a...
Okay.
You're gonna pray to God. See if you can get a third
Twilight.
miracle. You might be
Yes.
called a saint very soon.
Wow.
I'm not going to pray to mine, that's for sure.
Isn't it 2%?
True provable miracles.
Well, he's changed.
I have, but you.
No. You've cursed him.
Where are you seeing all those on?
Oh, fuck. You got to be bloody kidding me.
20.
Yes.
What the hell?
I'm gonna be a saint soon.
Okay, so there is this pillar of flame just comes down from the sky, hits Shogun, and
Sunglasses of my new
Shogun's gone.
scene.
Around him is just this scorch mark in the circle of the wheel.
Yay.
Holy shit. What the hell did he
It
do?
was just think.
Does he do this regularly?
Yeah, every Sunday.
Every.
Okay, so you find yourself in the presence of your god, who's currently going. So I hope this interruption is worth it.
I was in the jacuzzi.
You can sense the presence of a bunch of other gods he's talking to, but you can't identify them. You can just feel that wherever he is, he's angry. You've never felt his spirit this angry before. It's so palpable that you feel angry for no reason.
Oh no, I'm probably flaming right now.
It's the
If
thing
my god
his emotions are so strong that
they radiate to me.
You have no idea how you're not screaming and yelling and running around in anger right now. You're not actually feeling the need that you have to, but you feel as if you are.
Yeah.
It's that strong.
Yeah.
And him looking at you is like, oh crap, what have I done wrong, sort of thing. With him just glancing in your direction to talk to you. And you get this anger coming from at least 5 other gods at the same time. These gods are absolutely pissed at something.
At probably the imbalance that is happening.
You can't tell. You just know that there's something major happening.
Hey, maybe the giants are trying to take on the gods.
I ask, what is your plan for what's happening?
Wipe out the heretic mages. All of them.
The heretic mages, the ones to the north.
The ones to the west.
The ones that supernovaed, the ones that you supernovaed before?
All of them.
So he wants to wipe out those guys. We're having problems with those guys.
Yeah, we're having what about those ones and we're having troubles to the east?
He wants you to go in there with all your people and wipe them out. Every last one of them.
Wipe.
This is not normally what your god says and things like that.
Execute
For
Order
some reason,
66.
He's really angry with that country. He wants the entire country burnt to a cinder and nothing left. Not a single survivor.
And I'm guessing all the other gods are probably angry at the same.
You have no idea if they're at the same thing or the same thing. He's sort of just talking to you. You have a feeling they're also talking to their followers at the same time.
We've got a...
He's declared a holy war.
Lovely. Lovely. So the god of the other ones to the west are going to be coming at us as well. Most likely.
Right.
We have literally got the end of the world
Okay.
in our hands right now. Well, I know who I'm listening to.
And basically he sends you back. You have been tasked with greatness. You are now and basically you have the glow of the god around you. You actually radiate fire around you in about a 20-foot burst
Wow.
for a short time, and then it doesn't seem to burn anything.
No.
But everyone can see this palpable fire thing lighting up the whole region.
My eyes are probably glowing red as well. I'm properly pissed. My god is pissed.
And then we'll finish there for tonight.
You got promoted to holy rank too.
I got promoted to holy shit.